Hello, Sra. Nice overalls.
Thank you.
I'm just missing the giant galoshes, and I changed out of the scrub top.
Hooray!
You look cute.
Thank you. Also, it's
that.
like even more.
Hi,
I'm gonna be
how are
looking
you?
at your cow today. Are you super excited? Do I look professional? And
Yeah.
every single farmer that came in today said, "Are you sure you're a doctor?"
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Doctors can't be cute.
They were like,
Doctors can't be cute.
Well,
It's
it's
not
more
allowed.
the age thing. They're always like,
Yeah.
"You look pretty
Not
young
unless
to
you're
work
on Grey's
on
Anatomy.
cows." And I'm like, well, I am. It's not my
I am.
focus.
Yeah.
I'm not focused
But
on
I
this.
technically can. Anyway, welcome to the Bone Era. Welcome, everybody. This episode and our game, which we're just playing for funsies because we're dorks.
We're having fun.
It's very important to know. Anyway, I'm very tired. It's going to be a semi-laid-back role-playing experience
Everyone's okay with that.
Absolutely.
I'm not
After
here
the
for stress
craziness that
anymore.
was last
tonight.
session,
Yes, I
yeah.
feel like you guys need. Speaking of last session, last time, things happened. Lots of things. So many things happened
Things
last
blew
session.
up. It was bad.
Rocks fall, everyone cries. Yes. So you were first outside the bad werewolf camp, and you had to plan for a while to figure out how you were going to get into the cave, where you know that Jeremy was taken, Amelia and Ireshall's son, after he was infected by Ireshall. You had Amelia and Alfonso with you, and you had this great plan wherein Nala and Lilia would disguise themselves as sort of hybrid werewolf people. And yeah.
Somehow it worked. Somehow.
Because we're great at our jobs.
And Wynn and Amelia would
really
pretend to be... Gosh, it works even better with the overalls, the hat.
Oh my god.
Now you're really cowboy.
I'm at my peak.
You're just basically in costume at this point.
Anyway,
Take a photo, send it to Anna.
so Amelia and
Yeah, right.
and Wynn were going to be prisoners, and Shar and Kieran behind them would use the Stone of Morlos that turns them invisible. And they also had Alfonso do a distraction, which he rolled a really terrible stealth roll and was immediately chased into the woods by werewolves.
It turned out okay. Well, kind of.
And then you managed with some incredible luck, basically, and some terrible rolls on the sides of the werewolves. They were not able to detect that you, in fact, were not werewolves escorting prisoners, but you were people out to kill their boss. You made it inside. You snuck down into the caverns. There were a few moments of like having to sneak past guards and stuff. You found the prisoners. You decided to leave them there, thinking that they might be evil, and going, we'll come back to you later. You ended up going off to where there was a bunch of noise. Yeah, it feels bad, man. Bunch of noise. You met up with Alfonso again, who was wounded, but made his way into the tunnels through a secret entrance that he located. You found out that there were a bunch of werewolves, like, hazing another werewolf, who you eventually found out was Jeremy.
That's basically what it was.
You decided to walk in there with Amelia, which turned out to be a mistake because she couldn't bear to see her son being attacked.
goaded into.
And she
turning,
said
yeah.
yes, and she yelped basically and turned everybody on you. And then you had this big chase. There was a fireball. There was a cave-in. Alfonso decided to sacrifice himself to let you guys go on to do what you were here to do.
We don't technically know he's dead. We never saw a body.
True.
We never saw Jeremy.
There was
Yeah.
that whole-
And
there was
it's
that-
not like comic book death. You can't just bring people back whenever it's convenient.
It
never
happens in
know.
Supernatural all the time.
Yeah, it does happen in Supernatural, but
You're not wrong.
that's
I
like
don't
a
see a
whole
body.
separate
I
thing.
believe it. If you
You
do
mean
see
this
a
is
body, do you
not
believe it's
supernatural?
Even then, even then.
for side people.
I don't know. Somehow Jack's coming back. I don't know how that's gonna work, but whatever. It's gonna. I like Jack. Wow. Anyway.
With Jax.
I'm not caught up.
Oh, I'm not talking
still
about
don't
D&D.
like
I
him.
was talking about Supernatural.
Oh.
Anyway,
Funny.
regardless, you then decided to just head down this other pathway, not the one that Alfonso came up, and you located Ireshal, who speeched at you for a while about how powerful he was, and then you fought. He was really strong,
He was.
but thanks to me not knowing rules, the battle was much easier.
Thanks.
Lilia slept the whole time.
Yes, Lilia was knocked out immediately.
I got it. She took a nap.
Came
She's
up
tired.
24 seconds later and went, "What's going on?" And then the battle was over. Yes, so that's an important point to make, though, now that I know the rule, where if you cast a spell at all during your turn, including a bonus action, the only second spell that you can cast has to be a cantrip. So
I
Knowledge
can
been
cast a
nerfed.
cantrip and a bonus
you
action.
can cast a cantrip and
You
a
can't
bonus
just do spell as action, spell as bonus action.
Yeah,
So I can't do like healing word.
you can do healing word and then a cantrip, but you can't do healing word and then
that fucking
thunder wave.
sucks.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So that's actually in the rules, and I failed to read it in the player's handbook, and so did everybody else. But we were all on the same page, so it's fine.
It's all good.
D&D Beyond should be safe.
It does say
It does say that.
in the player's handbook. If you look under the
I
spellcasting
don't
section,
have my own player.
you don't need it. You've got mine.
Oh.
Anyway, you defeated Ireshal, though, and he was surrounded in this bright light, and these wisps of light kept going up, and you could hear voices of like how you've doomed them, whoever these clearly fey creatures were.
Sound like
and
bitches anyway.
and the whole place started collapsing. You ran out. You located this sort of like prayer den or meditation chamber that Ireshal had, where you saw a figurine of some sort of fey being and a bunch of scratchings on the wall, like drawings that he made in the chalk
that
walls.
figurine? Or
You
did we
didn't.
just
You
leave
ignored it.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright, whatever. That's fine.
But we did pay attention.
But you did pay attention to the paintings. Lilia used her new skill of making pictures move to make the pictures move, and you saw depictions of what looked like fey creatures running away from destruction and an evil smile. You made it out.
Forget, did I recognize the evil smile at all?
Well, I mean,
You could guess.
I'm not particularly.
Okay. No,
It's all of this is very obvious foreshadowing.
it really is.
It's leading up to something.
Yeah, but anyway,
Not
so
sure
you
what
make
it
it out, and you wrap around, and the bad werewolf camp was all in fucking chaos, because some people apparently lost their evilness that was put on them by Ireshal's magic or whatever, and it was a big clusterfuck. You ran into Extandor. He managed to calm down a lot of people, like 50 or I forget how many I said last time, but
It was
an
like
amount
40
of
to
people.
45, something like that.
Yeah, and others ran into the woods. Not everybody died then. But the whole cave collapsed. And you did find out that Jeremy sadly had passed away, and assuming, since Alfonso was there too, he is also dead. You had this funeral service at Camp Buon Lupo with Extandor leading, and then you all went to bed. Except that when you said you had something you wanted to do.
Right. I decided that I was feeling, enough upset that I would just go ahead and get wine drunk off of that Ivari Vineyard wine. And I'm not like a sleepy drunk. I am an angry drunk. I smashed the fucking bottle against a tree. I just yelled at nobody.
Okay.
Did a lot of that.
Cool.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me,
Okay.
because you're drinking a whole bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Of red wine.
Oh, wow.
18.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we're fine.
Somehow.
you drink, but you are well versed in drinking. On the Penchard Archipelago, you start drinking at 10, and
Yeah.
like 10 years old, and you go.
Not 10 in the morning.
Not 10 in the morning. Both.
Yes.
Yes, both.
You start drinking
That's really funny.
at 10 in the morning,
Sorry.
and at 10 years old. It's very Victorian and Penchard. You wake up with a corpse reviver, and then you keep going. But yeah, so you hold your liquor. So the morning you were not hungover. That's all that would have happened.
That's great.
So, as the night falls to a close,
So we're in. Sorry, we're
You're
in the
in-
town.
you're
I
in
can't
Buon
remember.
Lupo.
Buon
Yeah,
Lupo.
we're in the
So
Okay.
Camp Good Wolf, which is, what was it, 4 hours away from Myrefall. Extendor had told you guys that he was going to come with you to talk about the civil situation with
At Myrefall.
with Devillo, the Baron of Myrefall. Devillo Anderson. I remembered I actually wrote stuff down. But as the night comes to a close, you all sleep peacefully in Camp Buon Lupo, if a little upset. And then the sun begins to rise in these here mountains, this mountainous foresty area. And the day is yours.
During the funeral pyre bit, I really wanted to talk to Extendor. And so I go on my way to try to find where he is to see if he is in the right headspace to talk about impending doom and stuff like that.
Okay, he is,
That's
as you wake up, you're in one of the tents, and you wake up and you make your way out. You see quite a few people now in this, what you had been in before, it was like 10, and now there are 50 people, or wolves, and plus you guys, all in this camp. They all seem to be heading, the ones that are waking up are heading towards the big community center area, and also some of them had slept near the pyre. Like there are a few people out either in wolf form completely or just like there's a couple cuddling next to the fire and stuff like that. But the activity seems to be going towards the community center. So you make your way over there, assuming, and you do see Extendor basically shaking everybody's hands and welcoming them inside, saying, please, yes, please come in, get some food. It is, we will work out what to do next in a little while, but you just focus on yourselves right now. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he sees you. Oh,
I just
hello.
kind of like appear at his side, not to disturb like the people that are coming in.
He finishes up and then looks over to you. Yes?
Hi,
Hello.
I don't want to, I want to make sure everyone is in like the right emotional space and headspace, but there are some things that I do think are a little bit pressing that I saw in Ayashal's Key that I would really like to discuss with you, or at least let you know what I've seen.
Absolutely, we can do that. Let me make sure everybody gets in here and knows what's going on this morning, and I will join you for breakfast.
Okay, thank you.
So, everybody else, what are you doing?
Can I go over to the fire where I put my ring before and see if it's still there?
Make a perception check.
17. Well, 19.
You do see it, yes. It didn't melt away, it wasn't hot enough for that.
Can I pick it up
Sure.
and put it back on?
It's quite cool. Because it was on the outside now,
Yeah.
and it had burned down mostly. There's still some smoldering, though, because it was quite big fire that they had made.
I still have.
We
Who-
still out here.
Who has the moonflowers?
You do.
I do? Okay, I never added it to my inventory.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, it's a, what did he give us, like a bucket or something?
Well, he gave you a container, like
Okay.
basically a Tupperware, but medieval.
Okay.
And
Medieval Tupperware. It's wicker. It's wicker.
yeah,
Okay, so I'm
and
gonna
then
write...
you also have a bag of it. That
Yeah, okay, can I just, like, look inside, make sure they didn't...
they're still fine.
Okay, great, just want to make sure they're still full. There's no crises. Okay. So I'm gonna put basket of moonflowers and
bag of moonflowers.
Okay.
Yep. That works. So I'm assuming, unless you have anything specific, you all end up over at the community center.
Right.
And you end up finding a seat at one of the long tables. By the way, in my head, this is literally like a summer camp cafeteria.
I got you.
They've got those plastic cups that stack really well, and
Yeah.
you can get milk from the thing.
Oh, gross.
Like cereal dispensers.
Yeah,
By milk from the thing, you mean there's a cow.
there's literally a cow
They're just
just up on a thing, and you have to like
perfect. That's just how much I want.
yeah. It goes at you.
Good morning.
It's canon now.
And roll for
They
it.
keep just a dairy cow on a platform.
I love it.
Anyway, so you all find a table. It's loud. The wind is too loud. You find a table and food is presented. There's quite a lot of meat at this place that you can find what passes for a vegetarian meal if you want. But there's quite a bit of meat at this particular establishment, seeing as it's run by wolves. Obligate carnivores.
Char is a vegetarian. I've never actually said that.
Well, she is able to find some semblance
Yeah.
of food, especially since like Extendor and his partner really like you guys. So you're eating, and eventually Extendor walks over and pulls the chair out and says, "Good morning, everyone. How did you sleep? I guess I know last night was tough, but I hope you all were able to get some rest."
Yeah. I have a little gnome running through my head all week. What? Nothing. It's my people's way of counting sheep.
I wanted to ask, this is something you might be saying to the whole group, but do you have a plan with reintegrating the populace back into Myrefall?
Myrefall.
Myrefall.
Interesting that you say that, because yes, I was going to present it to DeVillo as an option, because it may be wise if I can convince the populace, and if DeVillo lets me speak on our behalf at his camp. A lot of these people, as I've been talking with them, want to go back to their homes, of course, and at this point it wouldn't make much sense to keep the two separate. I was hoping that I could convince them that we are good and that we could all make Myrefall integrated with Buon Lupo, yes.
I say that we'll be more than happy to testify on your behalf to back you up. I don't know what the right word is, but...
That sounds like the right word, yes.
We
I appreciate the support.
The thing that I wanted to talk about is there were... So in Ayashol's cave...
Yes.
So obviously you saw the lights that infected Ayashol to begin with.
Yes, I did.
Obviously some kind of fey, otherworldly sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Ayashol's cave, there were scratch drawings of depictions of these fey creatures, and I have a little party trick. I can make things move. I can make pictures move.
Well,
And
Just gloss over that.
when I saw these pictures moving, it was a depiction of these fey creatures being run out of the woods by a very destructive force with a very grim smile.
well,
I know I personally have recently had some run-ins with, I don't want to say his name. Can one of you say his name?
Morlos.
Thank you.
Morlos, yes. I know of that particular god.
I'm just afraid to say his name because he really hates me. Like, really, really hates me. So I
Enemies in high places, as it were.
Yes, I also do have some friends in relatively low places, so you know it kind of evens out.
Sure.
But I am just kind of... I wanted to let you know that there might be something worse on the way.
Well,
Because they were using Ayashol as a protection.
that's interesting to know. I will look into it as best I can, and keep an eye out. If it is from the woods, as you say, I hope that it was not these woods, but I will keep an eye out.
I don't know why they would set up shop here if it weren't.
All right.
Trees
well,
are just wood.
the woods are just wood.
The woods are just wood, but
I
They
they're...
have no wood,
Nor
no one should. Anyway,
I'm
YouTube
very lost
poop
in
references
this.
aside.
That's good in the eggs.
Excuse me.
What's a YouTube?
What's a YouTube?
It's this thing we have in werewolf culture. Anyway,
Very confused.
thank you for mentioning this. I will keep an eye out, and if I can work with DeVillo more closely, if we ever integrate, we will keep an eye out. So thank you. That is disturbing.
I'll
If it is
also...
bigger than what just happened.
Yep, definitely seems that way. And, little freaky. I hate that smile.
All right. Well, thank you. Anyway, we do need to make our way back to Myrefall here soon. So
Did
if
you-
you finish up your
Did you
breakfast,
want your silver weapons back? I mean, we're not.
you may keep them.
Oh, thanks.
Especially if we integrate with Myrefall, it will be much easier for us to acquire more.
Also, we paid for them.
You also paid for them. So I was aware
That's fair,
that you would
that's
be
fair.
keeping them. You may keep them for in case you ever run into anything else. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to give you as well that I think may be very useful. Did I even make it? I think I did. Give me 1 second.
Doing big things.
There's a lot of homebrew to keep track of. I did want to say that because he noticed some homebrew that he wasn't
Oh.
supposed to look at, but it's because I make them prior to the thing.
I mean, yeah, that makes
I
sense.
heard you say that was like you're making your own beer as well.
What? What?
No, yeah, homebrew. I like it.
Horseshit.
Funny.
We'll see how that orc.
I haven't made it
is
yet,
doing
but it
when
will
we
be
get
in the thing soon. But
Okay.
Extendor reaches into his pouch and like gets out what you see is a ring, and this ring is like it's a relatively plain silver colored band with two wolves like in combat on the top of it.
There are
Um,
two wolves that live inside each other.
That's too many wolves. Go see the doctor.
Not me though. I can't help you there.
So he
Not that
hands it over to whoever's closest, which is you today, Win. And you now have this ring, and he says, "This ring, it has a special enchantment on it, as far as my kind goes. If you use it, you may be able to get the aid of a lycanthrope." If you ever need it in battle. You do have to be somewhere where one might be able to show up. And there is, of course, a chance nobody's available, but if there is, they will feel sort of
Called.
compelled to help to aid you
That's fun.
in battle.
Oh, thank you.
Always good to have werewolf friends.
Yeah. So basically, if
Roll
you
friends
if
and
you
love
use the ring, it's 25% chance and something might show up. Yeah.
That's cool.
Which was so he hands you that. Anyway, if you all finish your breakfast, I will be around. Let me know when you wish to leave for Myrefall.
We do need to be getting back to Arkala, so sooner rather than
Yeah.
later.
As soon as we're done eating, I'm going to head out.
Okay.
Has Irish Holler, Amelia, come out yet?
Yes, they have arrived. They are eating together.
How do they look?
Yeah.
Melancholic.
Feel bad.
But actually make an insight check just to see
Okay.
if you notice anything more.
What's this ring called?
It's not in there yet. I forgot to.
That's fine. That's fine.
Two of
Yeah, they look
us.
sad.
Yeah.
Feels
sad, man.
But they do eventually get, like, Extandor walks over, you see this from a distance, and he, like, puts his hand on both their backs and seems to try and console them a bit. Lilia, make a perception check.
20. Natural 20.
Great.
Nice.
So you hear all of you can see their lips, and Extandor says, if you wish to go back to Myrefall, I will be going soon. We will be explaining the situation to DeVillo, and Amelia says, yes, we'd love to join you. We do need to be getting back anyway, basically.
Is that cleric that we met prior?
Jamie
this
is
round?
running around. She's feeding people, basically,
Busy. Okay.
because she's now taking care of all 50 people in the
What,
camp.
you need
Being
to
a
clear
good
it for
mom.
something? Huh?
Do you have any?
You want to say it to my face?
Do you have any
my
health
God.
potions to sell?
Ah.
Okay. As long as
Why would you want to buy something from these people? They've gone through a trauma.
They might need money.
Okay.
All right, so
Fair
as
point.
you
Fair enough.
as you finish up your serviceable but nice meaty meal, except for Shar, who eats a serviceable,
Half Lilia.
somewhat okay vegetable-based meal, you gather your things and make your way out with Extendor, Amelia, and Irishal, who are also coming back. So as you walk back, it is a 4-hour trip, but you've got Amelia there and Extendor and Irishal, all people who are really used to this land, so I'm not going to make you roll or anything. You eventually, after a few hours of travel, crest a hill, and then you can see down in the sort of valley-y area up on another hill. So it goes down and then up over to Myrefall. And you can see the 2-roaded city. And you see many workers going next to the mine as you get close. And Extandor leads you up to DeVillo's house, hoping that he's there. And for the sake of moving things along a little bit, you eventually find DeVillo. And he's like, "Oh, it is good to see you all back. Come on inside. We will go to my office and we will discuss things. Extendor, good to see you." And Extendor says, "It is good to see you." And then DeVillo notices in the back Irishal standing there. He's sort of like still kind of beat up in tattered clothes and gives sort of a wave. "It is good to see you, DeVillo." And DeVillo looks a little surprised at this.
That he's there?
Yeah.
Or like
That
that he's
Irishal.
alive, or he looks surprised that he brought him back?
That Irishal is there,
Okay.
from what you can tell.
I mean, I guess I just meant more. Is he like, holy shit, this guy's alive, or holy shit, this guy's in my town?
Make an insight check.
Okay. It's also bad. It was an 8 plus 4, so 12.
I mean, it seems like he doesn't look, there's no like malice or fear or anything.
Okay.
It's just
That's
mainly like, oh.
Well, I'm worried people are going to be racist against werewolves. That's why they're not going to want them in their town. That's what I'm concerned about. Just don't laugh. I'm serious.
I'm sorry, I don't mean
To
to.
be fair, they already have.
Racism is not a joke, Win.
Lycanthropic.
I was about to say, isn't that more species?
Lycanthropic. Species?
Yeah.
Lycanthropic.
I suppose it is.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, they already have like a lot of drow that live there, and that's usually people are going to be racist. It's gonna be against drow.
Yeah. Nobody likes drow
That's
people.
true.
Yeah, that's true.
Not so much in my world, actually.
No.
Not, which is good.
There's
In the
less
perfect
racism
world,
in
there is
Vern
no
than
racism.
Everett.
There is less racism in my world because that's a boring fantasy trope.
Yep.
Great, cool.
Good.
Anyway, so you make your way upstairs to DeVillo's little office. I'm actually going to change this.
Do we run into the innkeep?
No, we're in
You
his
don't go to the
house.
inn, so...
We're in his house. Yeah.
Finally find out there.
We'll ask before we leave.
But you go upstairs, and he finds chairs for all of you, and you all sit down. And DeVillo sort of sits and then steeples his fingers a bit and looks at all of you and says, "All right, what is everything okay now? Has it been solved?"
In so far as you will no longer have the problem of people disappearing, yes, the problem has been solved.
Well, that is wonderful to hear.
Good, yes.
And Extandor says, "Yes, that is one problem solved." The other problem, Baron, is that as Irishal was defeated in battle, whatever horrific thing took over his body, which seemed to be Fey in nature, and whatever his magical influence over others, it seemed to dissipate. So we were able to retake many people, and they are back with us. A lot of them are members of Myrefall's citizenry, and a lot of them want to come home. I was wondering if there was some way that we could move forward with a integration of our cities. I think we could work together and make sure something like this does not happen again. And Davila looks at him and thinks in his hands for a bit. And he says, well, I'm not sure how well people will take that, of course, but I sort of agree with you as far as it not really being worth it to have you out there alone, especially when many of the people are actually Myrefall citizens.
It will only make both of you stronger.
Yes, I think that's I will let you talk with everybody. I will call a meeting of the people, the movers and shakers and the heads of guilds and things. And so, Extender goes, that is all I ask. I will address the people, and we will make it work, however we can. And Davila then turns to Amelia and Arshal and raises an eyebrow and says, so, are you two okay? And Amelia looks sort of down, scratches above her eye, and well, I've been better, Baron. It's really hard to speak about it, but unfortunately, Jeremy did not survive. And Davila says, oh, I'm dreadfully sorry to hear that. But I do see that Arshal is back with us. And as silver linings go, I think that's all we can hope for. And Amelia sort of nods, and Arshal puts his arm around her and hugs her close. And Davila turns to you guys, and what about Alfonso? What happened? Where is he?
Alfonso sacrificed himself in the line of duty.
Wow.
It was quite brave. He fought well. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, I was a little shocked about that, but he fought very well. He was a great asset to us and really did a great job for his community.
Well, that is wonderful to hear. You know, he only showed up about a year ago.
Really?
I'm not sure what exactly happened to him beforehand. He wouldn't ever talk about it. We may want to go check out his house and see if there's anything that lends any light to who he was, but
We should go check out his house.
thank you for informing me. I don't think he was a bad man. Eccentric and hot-headed, but he had a good heart. Anyway, I thank you all. I think it has, since you have succeeded, if I am to be sure, I believe I owe you a little bit of a reward. And he stands up and goes to a table in the back and opens it up, and he brings out this sack. And it's labeled, it's painted on with an amount, and it says 2,000. He seems to have some amount of bags of gold and stuff in there that seem to be sectioned for certain things. This is his organization method. And he goes shunk and plops down the bag. Your reward for completing this and saving our city. Thank you. Well, I will be going to call a meeting. I think we can get everybody together this afternoon. All of you are welcome to stick around for it, unless you have pressing things that you need to take care of, or heading wherever you need to go.
One final thing, Barrett. Thank you for the money. We still do need to have the official writ signed of completion.
Oh, yes, thank you. And
Thank you.
he signs it, hands it back.
Do you believe that we should take a report back to the capital of what we've seen, or do you feel that after your meeting with the citizenry, you'll submit your own report?
I can send whatever bureaucratic nonsense I can back to Arkala, which they will promptly ignore. But yes, so I will handle all that sort of nonsense. It is my duty as a baron. even if I'm not paid attention to.
No, if you want us to shake up alcohol, they told us, man.
What was that?
Long live Salvador!
Yes,
Sure.
Can you point us in the direction of Alfonso's house?
sure. And he brings out sort of a map and points it out, and then points out the window and shows you. He lived in that hovel down at the end there. If you want to go check it out, be my guest. Yes, I think he was a good man.
Do you guys want to stick around for the meeting, or
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we
is that happening right now?
This
meeting?
afternoon.
It's gonna happen in a few hours,
I
many
mean,
many
we've
hours.
already
It's like,
walked 4 hours. It's like midday right now.
Yeah.
If we leave now, we're not getting super
It's a
far.
good
So we might
point.
as well just get another. We might as well just get another good meal in our bellies and
And leave in the morning.
snoop.
So is it 400?
400
400
each.
each, yeah.
so
Okay,
you took a week to get here. You slept twice, and 3 times would be 10 days.
We allotted for a full week of time here
Yeah.
in the mountains.
Yes. So you get back with about 3 days to spare.
Yeah.
That's great if we leave in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Does anyone?
Provided you don't run into any nonsense.
Yeah. I did have a question, final question for the Baron.
Gotta figure out how we're doing that.
Yes.
Baron, I do know your mines, you come up with gold, silver, and sometimes mithril.
Yes.
You don't happen to have any mithril for sale, do you?
We do sell it. It's mostly in an ore or smelted form. It is available, sure. There's a shop down the road, and he points it out. It's in the general store,
Gotcha.
is where they would sell anything that people want to buy, that sort of thing. Because most of what they do is they ship it out. So any leftover that they want to just keep for themselves or sell is sold in the general store.
Thank you.
So we gotta get a room. You want to go to the store? I want to go check out Alfonso's house. Do we all want to stick together? Or do we want to split up?
I'll stick
Yeah, we
together.
can stick it. It's
Okay.
a small enough town. It's not
Yeah,
going to take
it's
us
not
long to
Plus,
get.
he suggested that we go to Alfonso's house, so
Uh-huh.
it's not like we're gonna get in trouble because we're going to Alfonso's house and snooping. He told us to.
Yeah.
The Baron told us to.
Also, I'm living for the cow noises on this particular audio. It keeps distracting me. I keep hearing a cow and I'm looking and being
It's
like,
like we're
okay,
in Hyrule. There's a cow somewhere.
there's a lot of cows.
I
Or there's
wear the
one
appropriate
very
socks.
vocal cow. She's
Cow
having a
socks.
day.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Alfonso's house.
Okay, so you make your way outside. Extandor and Amelia and Irish. Amelia makes her way back to her house.
And hire chocolates with her.
On our way out,
but-
I'm going to rub Shard's shoulder.
On their way out, I would like to give them like a little note.
Okay.
That all the note says is, fear is a journey, a terrible journey. Sorrow isn't arriving.
Wow.
And that's all that says.
What'd you write it on?
Some
I have a
paper.
forgery.
Oh, right.
And they take it and sort of nod.
Yep. And I just I slip it to them as I leave. Like I don't wait for a reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's just something that I hand off.
okay, they make their way back to their house. Extandor stays upstairs with DeVillo, and you guys make your way over to the hovel that you were told about as far as Alfonso's place. When you make it there, it is a hovel. It's like a one room, but it's just like all the other buildings, as I mentioned last time in Myrefall. It's like they had a big housing project and built all the identical houses. So it's like one main room plus a sort of privy and a
Kitchen.
and a bedroom.
It's a nice studio.
Yeah, it's a decent studio with a kitchenette.
Nice.
And you get up to the front door. It is locked
Win.
because Extendor didn't give
Say
you the
no
key.
more.
Are there windows?
Yeah, there's a couple windows.
Are they open?
You try them; they're locked.
If only
and
we had a rogue.
No,
So we're not just going in the front door?
the front door is locked.
Oh, sorry. I
I'll
wasn't.
He didn't
give-
give you a key.
I'll give it a kick.
You're gonna kick down
No, don't
a
kick
dead
the
guy's
door.
suit.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Dead man,
I'm,
you're gonna kick down a dead man's door.
Sure.
We have
Okay.
a person with a kid.
while they're arguing about Win kicking the door down, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
sure,
drop
sneak
down
in.
and
Roll a dexterity plus proficiency.
I only got a 4, but my proficiency is doubled because whenever I use my thieves tool, so it's a 10.
Well, it's plus dexterity as well.
Oh, plus dexterity. Okay, so 13.
Okay, yeah. So that
Okay, fine.
It's a hobble.
it's not a very difficult lock.
Yeah.
And you were able to go, and the door opens, and inside you see it is there's not much there. He wasn't much of a keepsake person, apparently, but you make it inside. There's like a table in the center. There's clearly a bed. There's like a dresser area, privy.
Okay.
There's a desk on the far wall as you walk in, below the window on the other side of the house. That is all closed up. It's one of those like writing desks that closes.
What
For
kind of?
funsies, can I do detect magic
Sure,
since we're not leaving town?
sure. So you detect magic. There is nothing magical within 30 feet.
Surprise.
What's the bed look like? Like, does he not have any
It's
pillows? Like, what's it look like?
It's double bed with a blanket or a couple blankets and
Yeah.
pillows.
The
It's
bachelor pad.
it's a very
Under the bed?
make an investigation check.
Ooh. I'm snooping, y'all.
We all snoop.
I'll give you advantage on that if you want.
16.
Okay, never mind. You don't need advantage.
16. If you want to check as well, roll again.
Yeah.
Just cause maybe.
20.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
So as you look under, it's pretty dark under there, but you sort of put your hands in, and you do find sort of in one of the slats, there's like a loose one, and you move it aside, and you are able to grab what seems to be a journal underneath there of Alfonso. Is anyone else doing anything? I'll get to that in a second.
I will check the dresser for any.
You mean the desk?
I thought it was a.
There's a dresser in the bedroom, and there's a desk.
Oh,
I thought you said it was just one room.
No, it's like all the other houses. There's one main room, and then an attached bedroom, and
Okay.
and a privy. So that's all the houses are designed like that.
Okay.
It's an open floor.
I would have just checked the desk then.
Okay. It is also locked tight. There's a lock right on the top.
Okay. This desk is locked.
Oh, okay. Let me help you with that.
Yep. Roll for that.
20.
Yep.
Natural
that comes easily. You with deft hands, clink, and you're able to open it up, and it folds out. And you see some like papers and things, but not very much. But one thing that you do notice, like there's papers and writing stuff, and then one thing you notice is a framed portrait.
Is
over
it
to
like
the
a
side.
painting or a photo?
It's a painting.
Okay.
A very small painting, but there, like maybe that big. How big is that? So it's a podcast, 10 inches by 10
Yeah.
inches or something. And
Okay.
it's, and you look in it, and you see Alfonso there, and you also see he's surrounded by 4 other people. There are 2 halflings, a dragonborn, and another human, a woman, standing next to him, and it says,
Like on the frame or on the painting? It's
Uh,
like
it says it's like got a signature
Oh,
of the
okay.
painter on the bottom corner, and you pick it up, and that's what you see so far. It is
Okay.
in a frame though.
Do I recognize anyone in the party?
besides Alfonso.
No, you don't know anybody in this.
not
Well, we're gonna take it and bring it over to Lilia.
What color is the dragonborn?
Red.
Are you guys looking at the journal, or are you just standing there?
I was gonna get to that in a second.
Okay. I'm gonna bring the painting over to Lilia.
Oh, cool.
Can you sing something? Make this move.
Yes. That thing that you
Do the thing that you do.
do.
That's so
Please
funny.
find help. I not Morlos is too. Dear God.
We don't know Morlos' tune yet.
No, we
Oh,
don't. I don't
jeez.
wanna.
That's really funny.
Oh my God, what the fuck is his name? I forgot my god's name.
Yarn.
Yarn. I hum Yarn's tune.
Good, yeah, good job. No, but so you hum it. She
yourself to him.
hums. She hums that melody, and the people start moving, and they're clearly like they're all smiling and patting each other's on the back. And you take a sort of closer look, and you see like in the background there's like a beast laying on the ground. It looks like
They
this-
killed it?
Yeah, and they seem to be like posed in this picture in front of this beast that they have slayed.
Okay.
And one of the dragonborn has its foot on like the beast and is like holding up a sword, and Alfonso and the human woman have like their arms around each other, and the halflings like high five and cheer, and they look genuinely happy.
This is cute, but good God, do I hate when hunters are proud of what they've slain.
I mean, it looks like it's not a deer or something. It's
It's like
this weird lizard-like
Gotcha,
beast
okay.
with like these sort of odd scales and
Sorry.
a sort of pointed snout.
They look like they would adventurers.
Is it just a lizard-looking thing, or do we recognize what it is?
Make a nature check.
Okay.
That's something you're good at.
It is something I'm good at sometimes. Oh,
Hey.
can't do the math. 26.
It's a basilisk.
Like a basilisk? Like a giant snake?
That's not what a basilisk is in every other mythology besides Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah, so basilisks they're lizards.
Basilisk lizard.
But you know quite a bit about them. They're the ones, they do turn people to stone by looking at them.
Holy shit.
And not death like in Harry Potter, but in it's turning people to stone like a Goron.
Medusa. Wow, they're so cute.
I know. It's funny, actually.
For all the
Okay.
notes in the desk, there's nothing like
It's mostly like you saw he was writing a letter like congratulating one of the people in town for like winning a contest as far as what they were doing. It's a lot of like just innocuous stuff.
Okay.
The things in a frame.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to see if there's anything on the back of the ring.
Yeah. So on the back of the frame is a thing to make
Thank
it
you,
stand
Jim.
up.
Does it have like? Is it like one of those things that
Yeah.
you can take off?
Yeah, I was
Okay,
just being
cool.
facetious or like being a douche because
Okay.
I knew what you meant. But yeah, so you open it up and you take it over, and it says the fabulous. Well, how many was it? Yeah, it's fabulous 5. Yeah.
Aw.
And friends till the end. That's what it says.
But he ended up here and alone.
And
with an
Kieran,
adventuring
you've
party.
got this journal. I'm assuming you bring it over to everyone, or do you read it?
No. Sure, I'll read it
Okay, so you open it up,
with the score.
and it starts. The date is about a year ago, and it says, "I have made it to Myrefall. I have left my old life behind. I hope that here I can make amends for what I did to my people, and maybe here I can prove to be a hero to someone." And it goes on to be talking about like how he's fitting into the new life, but he misses his friends. You eventually, after reading a few of the pages, it seems clear that he did something or messed up, and it got
All his friends go.
all of his friends killed. Yeah. And he, when the werewolf stuff starts happening, he's like, this is terrible, but like this is what I'm trained for. Maybe I can really save these people and prove that I'm not useless. And so
Jeez.
Remember what he said before he died, though. This is for my friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he wasn't useless.
Not entirely.
Just
no.
obnoxious.
Willia feels bad.
Doesn't want to admit
I just feel bad that he felt bad about himself because he had some airs about him. I would have been
Well
so
then.
much happier being bitchy and disgruntled to him if he actually thought that he was hot shit, but because he acted like he thought he was hot shit. So there.
Alright.
wow, that's some roundabout like making yourself feel
It's
okay.
not his fault.
Yeah, it's his fault. That
He made me.
Yeah, he made me be a dick.
I don't regret being a dick to him. I wish I'd known he felt shitty about himself because I might have been as much.
Makes sense as far as Lilia goes. But yeah, so that's what you find. So you turn over the house a little more, but that's basically what you find. That journal and the...
It's the whole punch up, not down.
Right. Are we just gonna leave all that here? I mean, he had to have some acquaintance in
I
town.
would like to take the painting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the painting might be.
Yeah, and that we can bring the journal
Useful
back
enough,
to
The Baron, maybe?
the Baron.
Yeah.
Alright.
Maybe it will shed some light.
Okay.
Okay, so you gather those things. You head out of Alfonso's house. The town is still... you see that now DeVillo is walking amongst the miners and telling people, like word of mouth, something's going to be happening. Lilia, you can read his lips, basically. Meeting at 3. And they start spreading the news, but that's a few hours from now, so you have some time to kill. What are you going to do?
I would have stopped by the general store.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk into the general store. It is a relatively small building. This is the only one with different architecture because it is built like a shop, and there's lots of counters and wall counters and one big counter section in the center, and then there's the purchasing counter at the back of the room, but it's basically just a square. And behind the desk, you see a half dark elf, another one, Mary. Or you don't know her name, you haven't asked that. But a half-dark elf woman with long white but like edging on blonde hair, because you can see like the dark elf is in her body somewhat, and her skin is a much sort of lighter shade of that blue. It's like blue with tan mixed in, that dark blue. She looks up at you and says, "Oh, welcome to Myrefall General. How can I help you?"
Hello, I'm in need of some supplies. You don't happen to sell any potions, health potions, do you?
That is a specialized item. Very difficult to get and make. You have to be pretty good at herbalism to figure it out, but I can give it a go. Let me see if I've got anything. Sometimes we have some. And she like digs through some stuff in the back and finds one. Yes, we've got one left, and hands it to you. It is just a normal one. 50 gold, thank you.
Do you need that? You can probably buy one in Arkala for cheaper.
Say, last time really scared you, Miss Nala.
50 is pretty
50 is the standard.
It's more okay.
I was told by your baron that some of the ore brought in from the mines finds its way here for sale and barter. You don't happen to have any supplies of mithril, do you?
We have some mithril, yes, normally for adventurers, of course. So you've come to the right place, and she she points it out on the side, and you see that there are 2 bars of mithril on the shelf.
How much is a bar? Like in terms of weight, but also price.
Give me 1 second. It's fantasy metal.
What do you use it for?
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good equipment.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
That's what Frodo wears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what Frodo is, yeah.
Light as a feather.
Right, I forgot.
Hard as dragon scales. That's why the troll doesn't kill him.
He just makes that terrible face.
He's really good at those
Do you mean
faces.
Elijah?
Yeah.
It is going to be for a bar, 200 gold.
And how much weight is in a bar?
They're hefty things. Mithril is quite light, though, as far as metals go. So it's, about 2 pounds for a bar.
There's a lot of it then.
Well, it's a bar,
Yeah.
Sold. I will gladly buy 1 bar of your mithril iron ore.
Excellent. It is all yours.
So total 450 with the potion as well.
250.
250.
250.
Because you're only buying 1 bar.
Both
yes.
bars.
Steal. I don't need both bars.
You sure?
I'm saying, if it's heavy, throw it in the bag.
It's not heavy though.
It's not that heavy. It's only 2 pounds. Because it's not gold or anything.
Alright, I'll take 2.
All right.
I'll clear you out.
All right.
450.
450. Thank you. Pleasure doing business with you.
I'm gonna look around the store. What else is in there?
Oh, general
Put those 2 bars in your bag. Does this mean that the equipment's in my thing, or if I put it in their bag?
It's going to be in
It'll
Kieran's.
be in mine, but
You're going to have to just write down mithril bars.
Remember that.
But okay, you look around the store. It's a lot of general goods, and in the general store, there's both equipment for adventuring or forest stuff, as well as food and some there's bags of flour and that sort of thing. It's a general store. It has general store stuff. Nothing particularly of interest catches your eye. The only thing that would be remarkable would be the mithril bars.
Okay. Cool. Too many tabs open this way.
So
I can never find regular potion of healing here. Only greater and supreme. I have no idea why.
So if that's
Sorry, is there rope there?
yeah, you can get rope.
Oh wait, no, I have rope.
Yeah,
Just
I think
kidding.
we all have.
Just depends on your background.
Oh yeah. Unless we used that rope getting out of the cave.
No, we didn't. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, does she have? Is there any soap? Like bars of soap?
Yeah, you can find bars of soap.
I would like to buy 2 bars of soap.
Okay. She says, well, that will be 2 silver.
Great.
She doesn't sell paper, does she?
Sure.
I need 7 hours worth of paper. Like
7
You're
hours
not a
worth
wizard.
of paper.
I know, just for writing stuff down for not spells.
Okay, so you just want paper? You can
Just
get paper for like a couple silver.
Okay,
Yeah.
so remove 2
hours
silver.
7 hours worth of paper.
I
And
say, yeah, I'm
That's
just
really
the same by like
specific.
I'm expecting to have a library day where I spend the whole day writing shit down.
Okay, so you get like the equivalent of like a box of paper. It's like a big
Whole
stack.
ream.
Like a sheet.
Yeah, it's a good stack of paper. You've got maybe, many sheets. You've just got like endless paper.
Gotcha.
Unless you decide to write like 4 novels, you're probably going to be good with the amount of paper.
Oh, okay, cool. How much? For that?
That means you almost
An
really
entire gold
for
for
a
how much
family.
paper.
Oh,
you
fuck
write.
yeah.
But it is going to be cumbersome to carry around unless you put it in the haversack.
can we put it in the haversack?
Are you making notes? Are you asking me nicely to put it in my head?
Are we making notes of everything that's in the haversack?
Yes, I'm adding it.
I like that the goth kids are the ones that insist manners.
Yes, well,
That is funny.
Win and Nala don't have manners, and Char's
Cost. Worth
What's a
traumatized.
Goths are very nice.
Manners are important. We
All right.
decided it's like a
Put
ream
this
of
paper in
Yeah,
your
ream of paper.
haversack.
It's quite a bit of paper. Basically, unless you literally decide to, for some reason, use it all, you've got paper for however long
Okay.
you want. It's not magic paper, so you don't have to keep track of that.
Just like take the paper and light it all on fire at one point as a
To-
defense mechanism.
Yes.
Better hope that our haversack doesn't get lit on fire.
You did bad today.
It's very difficult to destroy a haversack.
Mm.
Because it's magical. Magical items don't
Well,
do
I won't put fire in the haversack. There you go.
All right, so unless anybody has anything specific to do in the next few hours.
Now we
Nope,
chill.
I'd like to go to the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
So-
Wait, do we need to go to the inn and get our rooms?
We can do that after.
Are we? Is,
I
is the
imagine they
meeting
don't have
happening
any.
at the inn? Where's the meeting happening?
It's you see people starting to gather in front of the mine, basically.
Okay.
Yep. An extendor has
So
brought out like
when-
a milk crate.
Okay, so when
literally,
we come up, like, how many people are gathered around, roughly?
quite a few, a couple hundred.
Okay, so we're kind of on the outside of the
Yes.
like crowd. I guess we're not like in the middle.
The meek shall inherit the Greek. Gonna be them in Life of Brian.
Oh my
the
God.
best.
Wake up!
Say that again, big nose. All right.
But like, are we far enough out that like we can't really see, or
You can see it. He's on the top of the hill. Since this place
not that
goes
many
up in a hill towards the mines, and then they go down into the mountains.
Okay.
He's standing on that. And so he stands up and says, or DeVillo does, stands on the top of this thing and says, all right, gather round. We have an announcement and probably a vote that we will need to be making here. I invite my friend Extandor to the milk crate, and he looks down and like makes a joke. People sort of chuckle. And then he steps off and waves Extandor up. Extandor walks up and addresses the crowd, and he says, "My friends, my name is Extandor. For the past quite a long time, I have been quietly protecting your village as best I can from lycanthropes that frequent the mountains. Obviously, we were unsuccessful due to worse circumstances than usual about a month and a half ago. Said problem has just been solved. You will no longer have to be worrying about that happening, people being taken, thanks to a group of adventurers from the Adventurers Guild." And he waves his hand to the back, and people turn around and look at you. And
are Amelia and Hireshaw there?
make a perception check. It's a big crowd.
15 plus 7.
Sure. You see them. They're also
Okay.
in the outskirts, just on like the opposite side of the big group of people. It's like a half circle of 200 people, and you're both on the outskirts.
Just because he only called us out, he didn't call them out, so I wasn't.
For flavor. Done a little dancing lights. Ushered towards
Oh my god.
So as people turn around to look at you, Nala goes, and there's dancing lights dance around you.
Do people ooh and ah?
And people like nod and look appreciative at you. And then they turn back as Extandor continues.
Need these people to be in a good mood.
Now, there is something of import I wish to say. Many of your friends and family members were taken by one of these lycanthropes who was stronger than the others. They were corrupted and turned into werewolves themselves. And thanks to the brave adventurers, we were able to save many of them. But I regret to inform you that many of your friends and family are now lycanthropes themselves. And there were some gasps in the audience. Oh no, that's terrifying. And Extandor holds his hands up and Devillo says, all right, calm down, there's silver linings here. And Extandor continues, I have been working my entire life, though, on making sure lycanthropes like myself, and he changes his hand into like a wolfy, like grows claws, and people like gasp and back off. And Devillo holds his hand up, and you can tell that people really trust the Baron. And Extandor changes his hand back and then says, like myself, maintain our humanity. I am quite good at this, if I do say so myself. Through proper training and following of certain teachings, they are basically themselves with cool wolf powers. The reason I wanted to bring this up with everybody in town is I think myself and Devillo think it might be best, as many of these people want to return home, to allow them to return home and integrate our societies, my camp and Myrefall, into something stronger together. And there's some like whispers amongst the crowd as they're like talking about it, and I know this is difficult and I know it will have a transitional period if we go forward with it, and obviously if people are not okay then we will not do that, but I urge you to talk with me and my people and Amelia in the back and her husband Ireshaw, who knows something about us as well, that I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement. Devillo will be holding a vote here today, and everybody gets to hear their voice heard. Thank you. And he steps off, and Devillo stands up and like does a slight clap. There's some small claps from the audience.
We clap loudly.
In the background, some people turn around and look at you, and then look back. And Devillo stands up. All right, everyone, we will be holding the vote at the inn today. If you just want to stop by, you will be able to write down your decision on a card and put it in a box, and we will determine what to do moving forward. And the meeting comes to an end, basically.
Can
And
you read it like in Survivor? It's like that's
What?
one for stick. You didn't ever watch Survivor?
that's one
With the
for
tiki
integration.
torches?
Yeah.
It keeps track with every single card instead of just counting them and being like, all right, this person lost.
Yeah.
That's one for here and one for here.
Anyway, so for the sake of moving things forward, eventually the meeting dies down. People are talking amongst themselves.
Yeah,
and
what's the
to
general
extend
look
our
of the
independence.
crowd? Do they look...
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Holy shit.
It looks like some people are still relatively sort of traumatized by the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a lot of speech from people going, I don't know about this. But if it's our friends and family, they should be allowed to come back and that sort of thing. So it's a lot of debate, but it doesn't feel like...
Does it feel bad?
It doesn't
It doesn't feel like they're going to say no.
It seems like it's up in the air.
I mean, I guess it's not really a problem. Okay.
Wow.
But what you can
Other
tell
thing, I am
is
very anxious to get back to Arkala, so the sooner we're out of here, the better.
so some people are receptive, and other
Yeah.
people are a little bit defensive about it, and etc. You know, that's why they're doing the vote, is what you
Yeah.
can tell. There's some apprehension, but Extendor seems to be walking around and talking to everybody and whatnot, and trying to get them on the side. And
Yeah.
Irshal and Amelia are over near Extendor now, and Devillo, and talking to people as they come up about the whole situation. So that's the meeting. Very exciting stuff.
Yay!
So you all eventually make your way back over to the
Yeah,
inn,
that's the
unless
other
you want to do anything else.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely would love to get to the inn before everyone else does.
Okay, you make it because you're in the back of the group and lots of people are still deliberating. So you go back to the inn,
Get our rooms.
and the
You have very loud socks.
I thought for sure she was a woman, but
Wait, the innkeeper
Yeah.
lady? Yeah, she was.
Wasn't she?
She was a dark elf.
yeah, she was. It's not what's written here.
Oh,
Whatever.
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 Yeah.
It is now.
It can be someone else.
Yeah.
We'll never know the identity of the woman we saw.
Yeah.
Gender fluid.
You don't know the
Up to
gender, you
Trout.
didn't ask. But
Okay,
so
represent.
Yeah.
they look up at you and say, hello, good to see you again. I think this is something like what the voice I was doing for her was. Welcome back. I hear there is some sort of commotion going on over there.
There's going to be a vote taken here, I guess.
Sure, I'm sure Devillo will fill me in about what's going on. Anyway, how can I help you?
We don't want to tell her what's going on.
She'll figure it out.
Whatever. We need 3
Sorry,
rooms,
they,
please.
they. Sorry.
3 rooms, sure. And they charge you some amount of money.
It was like silver.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I think it was 6 silver for 3 rooms.
Ridiculously cheap.
6 silver total.
I got it.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Win. You're welcome.
Thanks. They're upstairs. Take a ride.
I'm just gonna go lie down. Unless we can vote too.
I know last time
I
we
don't
were
see why
here
we
you
would
didn't
be.
happen to have
Yeah.
tea, but some time has passed. You don't happen to have tea now, do you?
Tea
Since when
has
do you like
not
tea, Noah?
magically created itself. No, I apologize. If I had the ability to suddenly create it, I would certainly give it over. But no, we're much more an ale drinking type
Well-
around here.
I mean, if we got a cup of water, you could put fire underneath it and we could boil it.
But that doesn't
I mean,
make
I'm
tea.
sure they
I-
boiled.
Yeah,
Just
I
makes boiled water.
I can, I,
boiled
can,
water.
I can make boiled water. It's not something very difficult. It's the tea problem. We have
We
some
can make
herbs.
moonflower tea.
Oh,
you
no,
know
no.
if moonflowers
That's a good way
are.
to get to a constitution check, is what that is.
Yep.
Well, it's used in lots of things, so
Yeah.
it's probably not
We
going
don't
to
know
kill
which
you.
parts are the good parts, though.
Thank you. For
I have my
words.
book. Oh no, that doesn't tell me what to do with them though. Just where to find them.
Yep, where to find them and what they are, yeah.
Okay.
It would also list if it's poisonous or not. Most field guides do.
Yeah.
They are not poisonous.
They're not poisonous.
They're
though.
used
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
in poisons and in antidotes.
We should try to make moonflower tea.
You can certainly
Let's
try.
Let's get back. Let's get back first.
Let's get back.
Okay.
They're all being reckless.
So
I'm gonna
if
be an old man.
if any of you want to stay down for the sake of time, some people stay down and eat food and drink, and you see people coming in. Devillo eventually comes in with a big voting box and a bunch of cards, and people stream in steadily, giving their votes and whatnot. But eventually, throughout the night, some people celebrate the fear having been passed. There's some jovialness, some less jovialness amongst the party, and eventually, unless you have anything specific you want to do, go ahead.
Is there anyone we want to talk to? Oh, should we give the diary to Devillo?
Oh, yeah.
He takes it.
Okay.
Well, that's fine, and he listens to the story, and that is very upsetting. But thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll make sure he has a proper send-off as well here. I think he deserves some sort of remembrance.
Oh, absolutely.
We couldn't have done it if it wasn't for him. So
That is
we
good
owe
to
him
know.
as well.
Then he has been a hero then. Excellent. And then the night continues on. What were you going to do?
I would have retired to the rooms. Is there anywhere to with the little bit of paper I would have gotten from earlier today,
Sure.
I would like to, if possible, just put notes down on what I've read from Beyond the Beastlands and read a little bit more from that book by Nathaniel Stein, if there is anything else.
Okay. It continues and goes into specifically like specific tribes and differences between the customs of different tribes on Venevra and the mainland. Interestingly, like Venevra tribes tend to be a little more harsh and militaristic. The mainland ones have organized slightly better. Some of them settling down in actual cities and stuff like that. It's not like the Beastlands type of organization and law, but they do have like actual full camps built up and whatnot that have buildings and whatnot. And, but the Venevra ones tend to be much more wild. That's what you get.
I go up to my room and I'm gonna write a letter, and then I realize I don't have anything to write with. So I go up and I knock on. Well, are you upstairs too?
Yeah, I said I was taking a nap.
Oh, well, you're sleeping, so I don't want to bother you. So I go to Nala's room and knock on the
Well,
door.
I'm doing that dad thing where they're like snoring.
Hey, do you
and
know if-
don't try to disturb
Yeah,
them,
what
and
you
they're
have
like,
with the
"I'm not
hat over
sleeping.
your face."
I'm awake.
That's all right. She's gone over to Nala's room.
Rest of my ass.
Hey, do you have something to write with that I can borrow?
Of course, I have
Hand over stuff. Okay.
Will and
What are you
paper.
reading?
Oh, I'm reading through Nathaniel Stein's Beyond the Beastlands book.
Is that where you're from?
No, I'm not from there.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Dragonlands. More specifically, I am from Gothlando.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Sorry.
Nailed it. Yeah.
I am from Gothlando. That is where my clan originates from and calls home.
Do I know where that is?
Make a history check.
It's a 14.
You know of it. You know, you've looked at maps of the mainland. It's far north from the mainlands.
Far northeast,
North
right?
and east a bit.
Yeah.
From Venevra.
Okay.
It's very actually from Venevra it would be almost directly northeast. But on the far north end of the continent of the mainland.
Got it.
Would you like to join me in your studies?
Oh, I was just gonna write something down. But okay.
Okay. You sit with Nala, who reads out passages or something. And
Unless you don't want me to.
No, I like hearing you read.
I'm just
You've got this
in the corner, quietly
extraordinary
polishing
depth
my
of
swords.
timbre to your voice.
Would you like me to sing?
Well, that's okay.
all right.
So
So
we're
as,
hanging out.
as the night comes to a close, eventually you find yourselves to sleep. And another night passes, your fourth night here in the mountains, having successfully completed this mission and
Hooray.
set a town on course of integrating people, hopefully. And we're going to take a break there, because I have to pee and need some water.
You can roll percentage dice to see if they accept these.
Ooh!
The percentage dice did not help us last time.
Right.
Hello, everyone. It's Cameron Vest Davis, the DM here for Welcome to the Bone Era. Here for the announcements here in the center of the episode. I just want to say, for one thing, thanks everybody for listening to our show. It means a whole lot every time I see those listener numbers or download numbers go up on Podbean. So I hope you're enjoying the story, and I'm really glad to have you here with us. If you want to support the show and my company, Hellas Hand Productions, financially, as far as this project and other projects go, you can head over to patreon.com/CameronOfEskDavis, and you will see Hellas Hand Productions Patreon. I don't have any specific tiers that get you anything. I just appreciate the support. All the money from Patreon goes towards projects like this. You can also support the show by checking out our t-shirts. If you go over to tpublic.com, you can search for Welcome to the Bone Era, or you can click the link to our store in the podcast information. We have 2 shirts out right now. One that says the Welcome to the Bone Era normal original logo. A new one is being designed. And the hashtag FeelsBadman shirt is also there. So all that money as well goes directly into making this show better, including new audio, etc. And your support in general just means the world to me. One thing I forgot to do last time is tell you all to check out tabletopaudio.com, which is where all the music and sound effects and whatnot that I use in the podcast comes from. Tabletop Audio is a free website where a guy named Tim makes amazing audio files that are all 10 minutes long and fit a certain theme. He's also got an entire sound pad creation system where you can create your own. I use that a few times in this show as well. Also, local plug, if you are in the city of Chicago, next week, October 29th, my theater company that I am an associate member of, Terra Mysterium, and Ghostlight Theater Ensemble, which does a lot of readings and whatnot of different shows and movies, is having a fundraiser /show/fun time, which includes live music performed by myself and a couple other people, of The Wicker Man, the classic 70s horror show, horror movie with pagan vibes. We will be having that next week, again, October 29th, at Mrs. Murphy and Sons Irish Bistro. If you can make it out, look it up online. The information to that event will also be in the show notes. One other thing I want to do before we end these announcements is apologize for the audio issues. I am working on fixing this problem, but currently my lavalier mic has a 1/8" audio cable, and it only works with a single 1/4" adapter that I own. All the other 1/4" adapters don't work at all, and so I have to jiggle it around a lot to make it work with this other one. I'm currently getting a 1/8" to an XLR to see if that makes a difference. It should work better in the Tascam, but currently in this episode you can't hear me quite as well because my lavalier mic doesn't work quite as well. It shuts off and stops recording just because the connection is bad. I'm working on fixing that. I hope the editing I did allows you to still listen and enjoy the show, though. Anyway, that's all the announcements I have this time. Let's get back into it. All right, you guys want to play some D&D?
Yeah,
Sure.
D&D.
Technical issues.
That's fine.
Good shit. Hopefully I still have everything. I think I do.
I believe
That ancient Jews built boats and sailed to America.
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh my god, so when I went to Rosh Hashanah services, the rabbi, his sermon was amazing. It was about like internal racial biases and how we overcome them, but he quoted Book of Mormon like 3 times. It was really funny.
All right, so where we were was you had gone to sleep as the voting was going on.
Yeah.
You all awaken. You hear some sounds of, bar stuff happening downstairs. A few people are downstairs talking and eating, and you smell food wafting up to your rooms through the floorboards. And yes, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
We're leaving.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Okay. So you go downstairs, you get some food, you get ready to go. You don't see anybody, like the box of voting things has been taken away, as of the cards. Those are now somewhere else. You assume Davila took them to wherever to be counted. And you end up finishing eating, you pack up your stuff, because you now want to make your way back to Arkala. As you're walking outside, you do see Amelia, who comes up to you guys. She just knew that you were there and was coming to greet you. And she says, hey guys. I just wanted to say thank you for everything. None of it was your fault, and I'm sorry, Nala, for snapping at you. High emotions,
Perfectly fine.
Anyway, looks like you guys are heading out. So, safe travels home. I just wanted to also say that if you ever need help with anything, like, I don't know what you could need help for, but if you need my help for anything, don't hesitate to contact me, and I'll be there.
If you ever come down to the capital, let us know. We'll be there.
All right.
Also, let Ayashal know it's not his fault either.
Mm.
I'm sure you already know that, but
Yes, I do. It might take convincing him a little bit longer. He's currently in bed and probably will be there until this evening.
you know that's understandable.
Even it's like delayed onset muscle soreness, but it's delayed onset
Depression.
depression.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your help.
Take care of yourself.
I will. Anyway.
I
See
mean,
you
Yeah,
later, and
thanks.
She heads away.
What?
And you make your way out.
Squad!
We out.
Out we go.
Into the forest on the same path that you went before.
Mm-hmm.
It takes roughly 7 days, this path,
okay.
Thank you.
to get back home. Hmm?
I said
Whatever.
thank you.
Why?
Because we don't have to
We don't have to rush.
Well,
do
Oh.
the thing.
No, you do have to do
We
it.
do have to
I
do
feel
the
we
thing.
have to do
I
a
was just
thing.
saying it's gonna take 7 days.
Oh, I thought
Sure.
we were
We're not skipping over that.
Yeah,
speed.
No, the way I have to time it out with Cody coming in also means that things have to happen on the way. Like as far as the DM goes, that's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first day, we're gonna do what we did last
No
time. So
cutscenes.
first day, whoever wants to be at the head can make a
I'll do it.
perception check, and one person makes survival, just so that you know you're on
Do you
the
want to do survival?
correct path.
Or which one do you want to do?
I'll do perception.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. Let me just double check.
Do we get advantage because of the map?
I don't have.
Oh, yeah, I have a
the
map,
survival.
You do have a very nice map, so chances of messing this up are just going to be really low.
Okay, so I can do perception or survival.
Okay.
I have +7. I'll do perception. Great.
I'll do survival. Can someone drop this
Keeping
in
an
for
eye
me?
out for
23 on perception.
Yeah.
That's a 6.
10 on survival.
Okay. With the map, that's fine. That's and so you are able to follow along with Kieran's excellently drawn map
Thanks, Karen.
on your way to on this path. So you walk for about 8 hours. It's through these woods and the mountains, and you do start going very steadily downhill again because you're sort of heading out of the mountains along this path. Eventually, you don't notice anything in particular on this path for the first day, very peaceful day. The weather's pretty chilly now, though. Important to note that it is starting to get a bit chilly.
I just pressed digitize my clothing.
But as you head down from the mountains, the snow lessens up, but it's still like autumn temperatures.
Okay.
Which is interesting because it's sort of catching up to us.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so you find a place to bed down for this evening, and I would like somebody to make a perception check for the group at night.
I'm on it. 8.
Okay. Wynn stands or sits diligently by the fire, pokes it every once in a while to make sure it keeps going, and seems like everything's fine. And
Is
you have a
everything
peaceful.
Is everything fine?
Seems. That seems.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, you can't be sure. But
We
you all
up
wake
and
up.
we all have bite marks.
You all wake up chilly because it got down to like 40s and it got a frost in the middle of the night. But the people who kept watch made sure the fire kept going, so you're good with that.
You slept, right? Because you used detect magic.
Yeah.
For the second day, somebody do the rolling thing.
Can I do it again? Oh, no.
You can do it again.
Did you do perception or survival?
Survival.
I'll do perception.
15.
For perception.
25. No, 25 for perception,
Oh, I'm
18 for
survival.
survival.
Okay, yeah. So you follow your map that you drew. That seems to be going well. And about 4 hours into travel, so you've been walking, it's about midday, you hear some And yeah, well, calm down, everyone. It's gonna be okay. From a little bit of a distance away, and you like make your way over and sort of slowly go over, and you get over there just in time, or Shar does, because she's fucking eagle eyes over here, and sees through the trees this sort of clearing, and you see a sort of brawny man cut down what appears to be some sort of weird-looking wild dog, like a. It doesn't look like a natural wild dog. She saw it's sort of a monstrous wild dog, basically. It's not a wolf, and it's not dire. It's just a wild
Like a hyena?
there are no hyenas in the mountains.
I mean,
But it's neither here nor there. The point is it's a
Dead now.
A dog-like beast.
It's a dead dog.
Okay.
And you see this sort of spindly looking man with sort of medium length brown hair and round glasses, clean shaven, and he's holding his hands out to something beyond a tree. And you duck around and you see this cougar, like that looks all cut up, bleeding, and it's low to the ground and going at the man who's holding his hands out. And he sort of reaches into his pack and pulls out like some meat and goes, calm down. Everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. I'm here to help. And you guys all sort of join him. He looks over to you guys and goes, hello, random travelers. I'm just trying to help this cougar. Just got attacked. We defended, but it looks really beat up. I just want to make sure they're okay. And he sort of heads forward with the meat and drops it and like backs up, but the cougar's not having it for now.
Okay.
And the other two, he's with two other dudes.
Okay.
Is what you can see. So there's the spindly guy with the glasses who's holding the meat up, or put that in the ground. There are two other guys, and there's a cart that they've got as well with a couple horses. And the cart seems to be covered in. There are like a few cages on the cart, and with that perception check, you can see that in the cages seem to be various sort of wildlife animals.
Okay.
There's like a hawk and an owl and that sort of thing.
Do all these animals seem to also be injured?
Yes, they're injured. Shar tells you all they're injured animals and stuff.
Okay.
And then he says, "Oh well, I mean, if you're not going to eat, it's going to be bad. You look like you're pretty thin." And you can now see as well.
Yeah.
The cougar is pretty emaciated and just beat up. Do any of you have a way with animals by any chance?
No. Our horses hate
It
us.
doesn't seem to be responded well to me because, we just were in a battle together and I
Anyone
think I
speak
scared
cougar?
them.
I have an okay animal hand.
I do too.
We could try.
Yeah, you guys go try.
Well,
Go for it.
Well, that would be wonderful. I just want to help this thing. By the way, my name is Billiam Rake.
Billiam.
I'm an environmentalist, a wildlife conservationist.
Are all three of you?
And these are my bodyguards.
I'd like to do a quick insight check.
Go ahead.
Billiam Rake?
Billiam.
Where the fuck?
Billiam.
Like William, but Billiam.
And Rake is
All of the animals are injured?
Mhm.
Oh, there it is. I mean, I guess you would time I could do a
Oh jeez, I know nothing about
health
him.
spell.
Give me a second. For insight, it's an 8.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Okay.
It seems forthright. To you.
How's the road been for you?
It's been fine. We've actually just been transporting these ones down to Martial. Long way. But there are people in Martial who can help them much more than I can in my little shed up north. So, anyway, we happened upon this one, and the cougar's like,
What direction
I-
are we heading?
I suppose I can try to help the guy with the cougar.
okay. So
What's your
what do you
animal handling check?
I would like to, because he's like over the cougar, right?
do? He's about like 10, 15 feet
Right,
away.
but he's like
just
still
along-
standing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to like sit. Does he have like he has a piece of meat, right?
No, he just put it on the ground.
Okay, cool. So I would like to like have it on the ground and just kind of sit by, like walk, like put the piece of meat down, back up a little bit, and just kind of sit cross-legged.
Can you give bardic inspiration to the cougar?
While she's taking her time doing that, in the back, I'm gonna cast prayer.
All right. So while you're doing that, he looks at you and is like, what are you doing?
Quietly. Just making sure that no one's super hurt.
Oh, if you have that capability, that would be wonderful. Yes, a lot of these are permanently disabled animals. Just wanted to keep care of them. They can't survive in the wild, so if you do that. And so Lilia, roll an animal handling check.
Give time.
Wow.
It's up to
20.
Wow.
Nice. Good job.
So it takes a
I
little
know
bit of
cats.
time. So it takes a little bit of time, but you, after a while, the cougar sort of calms down and takes very tentative steps towards you. And then
little hand.
little more, and then stares at you, and then eats the little piece of meat, and then
I just kind of like hold out my hand and look away from the cougar, but like hold out my hand, like I'm not really paying attention to you, but you can come touch my hand if you want.
okay. So you do that, and after a few more minutes of intense staring at you, cougar sort of sniffs your hand, and you feel a little bit of a tongue,
Yeah.
scratchy cat tongue. And Billiam looks over and goes, "Well, I can see that they like you a little more. Here,"
It's
and
really only cats.
hands you horses. Hands you a pack of like meat.
Yeah.
I unfortunately, like, it was wonderful to meet you, but we're on a little bit of a time scale. And he looks back at the animals, and like any visible actual wounds, like the less literally missing a wing, but the more minor wounds have all healed, and he's looking at them like, well, that's great. That'll make it much easier for us to get to the south as far as we need to go. So thank you.
Where are you guys
What
going?
direction are we heading?
We're heading north. No, yeah.
Going back out.
We're going back down.
No, hang on. Where's my sketchbook?
Just
Arkala
because we're
is north.
going down doesn't mean we're going
You're going
south.
down, but
Yeah,
you're going
but
north.
Can I see that?
Because Arkala is to the north of Myrefall.
Hang on, wait, I got
And
that. Okay,
Billiam-
so we're like coming out of the mountains like this. So I suppose they're like going this way.
Yeah, they're going the mountain path and then down to, he said, Martial.
Okay. Where is that?
South.
How south?
You have a map. It's
Honderry south or?
it's not Honderry South.
Okay.
Southernmost place in it's down there.
Okay.
Okay. My map's in my office, but whatever.
That's fine.
But yeah, so they're going to Martial. And
Okay.
he's like, well, I'm not sure I can't really keep a cougar on my cart, so if you could just, I know this is a lot to ask random people we've just met, but if you could make sure that it's eating before you leave.
I think we just got a cougar, you guys.
All right.
Can I keep a cougar as a pet?
You can certainly try. Cast
Well,
calm motions on the cougar.
I can't. It's not a humanoid.
Oh,
I definitely looked though.
that's funny.
but just make sure that it's eaten before you leave. I can't bear to see animals sort of in pain. It's my thing.
Pretty
Um,
noble of you.
Been doing it a while now. And he sort of adjusts his glasses. And anyway, guys, let's. I think we.
Do you mind if I just ask one question?
Sure.
What's this veterinary need bodyguards for?
You've been in these mountains not very long, then I assume. If you don't know that they're dangerous, and the roads in general.
I mean, sorry, I think my perspective of danger is a little warped at this point, but yes, I understand what you're talking
Ooh, sounds like a story there. But anyway,
about. Like millions, it'll be fine.
sure. Anyway, thank you all for your help. I'm gonna head out now. If you're ever down in Martial, you can check out Billiam Rake's wildlife conservation service.
Going to Martil. If you see a handsome chap named Trust at a store called the Vopio, you have to look at it.
Trust.
Trust.
All right, I'll remember that. He takes out a little notebook and like writes it down.
I spell
don't
Marteel.
get any of his health potions.
Marteel.
Don't get any of his health potions. They're all snake oil.
Fantastic, man.
I'm getting mixed messages here.
Yeah, you're really
Take
selling
it.
us
Take
the-
it from a con man. Don't do it.
Well, all right. I will both see him and not trust him. The man named Trust. Sounds good. Anyway, looks at the cougar who's now like nuzzling you at the meat.
I like give the cougar, I like have a piece of the meat in my hand, and I'm like, you can come get it. You're my friend now.
Oh.
Note: Lilia adopted a cougar.
Starts
Okay,
burning.
well, that's fucking adorable.
Okay.
And Billiam
You
says,
would
"All right,
be a
everyone,
great friend.
let's go." And gets back in the cart and makes puts his finger in the cages and scritches one of the birds who's like, and closes back the cage
Nice.
and heads on their way.
Not going to talk to them, but what are the bodyguards? Human, drow, something else?
They're a couple humans. They're bulky humans. Just bodyguard type individuals. And yes, so they continue on your way. What do you do?
If the cougar does the cougar follow us?
Well, you're holding the thing of meat, so it's sort of staring at that and
Yeah.
following
I'm like,
behind
if
you.
you can keep up with us, you can stay.
We have a pet.
Nuzzles the meat.
Come on now.
Now, guys,
No, you have to feed him.
if we're gonna put it somewhere, we gotta put it somewhere. We can't just leave it outside.
It's a cougar. It takes care of itself. It's a great thing about cougars.
I think we should take it with us.
If it follows us, sure.
I have a rope.
I'm not gonna. We're not gonna tie a cougar up.
You're not gonna put it on a leash.
I mean, we could.
It's a wild animal.
Let's just see if it follows us first, and then if it gets real friendly, then maybe we can make it a collar.
Okay.
Does that work?
Should we stick around and make sure it eats more first?
I'm just gonna kind of walk with the meat and see if the cougar follows me.
Okay.
Okay, so you start heading off, continuing on your trek. As you walk away, the cougar sort of looks at you and then follows.
Yeah!
I look around. I'm like, well, come on.
Oh.
You keep giving him more meat.
Kitty.
Cougars,
once
cougars
the
do
meat,
make that noise.
I say once the meat runs out, I would like to use my light as a light bearer and keep casting it on the ground in various places.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Make an animal handling check for
Oh
something.
my god.
17.
Okay. So as after the meat runs out, seems contented, but keeping up. And as you cast the light, it looks over, wiggles the butt, pounces on the light, and realizes nothing happens. And then it falls along more. Then you cast another light, and it's like.
I love it.
I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah.
We love it.
So as the
What are you gonna name it?
We haven't gotten that far yet.
What color is it?
it's a cougar color.
Tam.
On.
Oh, so cougars can come off.
Yeah, hang on.
No, it's basically tan.
not how
Yeah.
you
The
spell
standard cougar.
We'll come up. Daisy.
Oh.
Daisy.
Daisy the cougar.
Pretty fucking cute.
Excellent. Give me
Love it.
1 second.
We have a pet.
Download the stats of a cougar.
I actually made it, but I was waiting for you to name it.
Wonderful.
Stats of the cougar. Wait,
Hey,
can
you
we
remember
actually
your band
add it
stats
to
of
our
the
party? Hang on.
Not to the party. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I definitely made it.
Cougar stats.
Where is it? Ah. Oof, that smells like cat litter next to me.
Cougar litter.
Cougar litter.
I honestly cannot wait to take this
over
cougar
there.
back into
We'd be in trouble.
Great.
Gonna have to have it on.
I think when we're going back in, we should not go through the front gates. I think we should try and find another way in since we know there's gotta be one.
I don't even remember going through the front gates, honestly, because
You weren't here.
so zonkered
You
that
weren't.
time.
No, you weren't. You weren't actually
No, I-
here
I know,
yet.
I know.
Oh, okay.
It's an in-universe explanation.
Got it. You were zonkered.
Just that's it. Soccer.
Hungover.
I have no issue.
Yeah, sure you did.
Made a difference.
You did great.
I just added Daisy to your extras.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so as you continue,
I don't.
Wait, how do we find that?
it's
It's
in
in
extras.
here, but it hasn't
okay.
updated yet, so that's okay.
As you continue for the day, Daisy does follow along.
Yay!
And you find another place to bed down. For this evening, for this night, somebody else needs to make another perception check
Me.
for the group.
18, I believe.
Okay. So,
Yes.
as you're sleeping,
It's an
Shar,
11, right?
only meditating for 4 hours, but then staying up to look out at the forest. It is a quiet night, a seemingly peaceful night.
Seemingly.
Nala. Dun 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 dun. All right.
Dope song.
As you drift to sleep, you suddenly find yourself in a rainstorm. The rain feels somehow real, and you're becoming soaking wet. Around you is a mountainous landscape, much like the one you're in, but it feels different. This isn't the same mountain range that you're sleeping in. As a flash of lightning illuminates the area around you, you can see in the distance a magnificently tall tower, some 400 feet away from you, up on the hill you're on. Nothing else is evident around you, but more trees and hills as far as the eye can see. A flash of lightning, and you're suddenly at the base of the tower. To your left and right, you see buildings surrounding the central square you seem to be standing in. In front of you, you see now that it's not just one tower, but three. 2 towers on the right and one massive central tower, which stands proudly in defiance of the humongous storm, the wind and rain and thunder crashing around you. Then you look down. You are surrounded by corpses. Dozens of bodies just litter the ground. You hear a roar from somewhere in front of you. Another flash of lightning. You find yourself in a cave. You can still hear the sounds of the storm from outside. You look behind you and see that there's a path that heads up and some stairs in the distance. Upon the stairs are a few more bodies of robed individuals. You look in front of you. The path heads down, deeper. You hear another roar. You blink your eyes, and suddenly you're deeper in the cave. Before you, you see a massive, ancient gold dragon. Its wings are tied down to its body with chains, and massive manacles wrap around its wrists and ankles. Humongous chains then are holding the dragon fast, huge pieces of metal bashed into the walls to keep him there. It struggles against its binding and roars a deafening roar. It then notices you and looks directly in your eyes. "Help me," you hear in your head. You blink again, and you wake up, panting. The fire next to you is burning
Do I see her
slightly
wake
in your
up?
campsite. One sec.
Sorry.
And your companions are sleeping around you, except for Shar, who is sitting up, watching. The image of that scared dragon face and the sound of that voice seems permanently stuck in your head. You do.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
You okay?
I'm sorry. I had a nightmare.
I have a lot of nightmares.
I have a lot of nightmares.
This was different. Clear. You know, how sometimes you wake up from a dream that you completely can't recall. This was exceptionally clear.
Okay.
Alright, so Nala stops talking, so I
Yep.
guess Shar just kind of pokes the fire a little bit and keeps looking out.
Okay. The rest of the night goes by peacefully for all of you. Must you?
Always during the dramatic moments.
Yes. Anyway, so you all wake up. It is back to a chilly but peaceful forest day here in the mountains. Scraping the wall still doesn't do anything, dude.
You don't know, he says, you don't know that unless you try.
You try every day like 8 times.
This is gonna be the time that's different.
It will smell less this time. Scrape.
Scrape.
All right.
Scrape, scrape, scrape.
So next day of travel. This is day 3.
Okay.
Somebody make a perception and survival check for me.
I'll try to make a perception check if you really want me to.
I'll do survival.
Oh, that's not so bad. 16.
Yay.
16. Okay.
17.
Okay. On this day, you travel quite a ways. You eventually start coming more out of the mountains. You're beginning to see more of the fields that you were in before, and you make your way peacefully throughout the day. You don't see anything in particular, nothing interesting in this particular trek.
Any more berries?
My berries.
How long did it take you? 1, 2, so you're not there yet.
Not the berries yet.
No.
Not yet.
We're not to the
Oh my
place
god.
where things happen either yet.
That was like day 2 coming there.
Okay.
Were you gonna do something, no?
Yeah, during this part of the trek, I would have talked to Kieran about their travels, specifically about their about your cartography. Have you ever been around any landscapes, other mountain ranges where it's perpetually thunderous, any kind of looming towers located in your travels?
Have I?
Make a history check.
That's very
Barely a
specific.
vague description, but you
Ugh.
said history?
Smells bad.
It smells bad.
Bad
History?
Oh, kitty cat. Come on.
man. History, yes.
3?
What do you eat?
Okay, 23. The description of raining, there isn't a particular place that rains. But on the...
Ooh, I can smell
That's bad.
that is.
That was a gift.
Kitty.
That is pungent.
Luckily, this is the cat that actually covers up his shit.
Good.
Is that Anubis?
Yes.
This one doesn't at all.
Things
Can't be bothered.
rank most foul.
Yeah, so to put this into the game, you pass by and there's just like a massive cow pat.
Daisy
No, it's Daisy's
dropped it.
shit, yeah.
Daisy took a giant shit.
I do.
Oh yeah, did she stay with us during the night? Where'd
Yes,
she sleep?
she is there. She
She
slept
sleep
near
with
the
Lilia?
fire.
With me. She was
Aw.
my pillow.
Oh. You have a roommate now.
I love this so
Oh
much.
my god, they were roommates.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so
roommates.
happy I have
All
a
right.
roommate.
So, you think about it, and the rain doesn't make sense, but the 3 towers, there's only one place that has those 3 towers, and it is Tertiva, the sorcery school on Oster.
Back on Oster.
Terrativa.
Thank you.
No problem.
Y'all.
Just full of knowledge, y'all.
You're very worldly.
Well, you know magic.
Yeah, I'm worldly, y'all.
And you're a little older than us, so.
You also know Arcana, which of course helps, because that is like one of the major places on Benevra to get training, and that sort of thing. But yeah, the 3 towers in the mountains, definitely Tertiva. There's no other place.
Is that close to Esterosi? Where is it?
It's northwest
We're
of
having a mess that I just had.
Esterosi in the mountains, in the Fallen Mountains.
It's like north of the swamplands, correct?
Where you're in the front.
Swamplands? No. Swamps are east in Oster.
There we go. Sure, ask Cameron.
It's in the upper left-hand mountains.
Cool.
Interesting.
Nice.
Thank you for that information.
No problem.
So you continue, though. This was a peaceful day as well.
No sign of trolls or anything.
No sign of trolls. You do pass by that area, though, and there are no trolls there.
I pick over to Kieran. Hey, Kieran, when you use detect magic, does it tell you the kind of magic?
Yes.
It does. Sometime tonight, would you mind detecting some magic on my bagpipes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Okay.
I can do that.
So as you're bedding down or something, you get ready for your camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you cast Detect Magic. The type of magic is...
I have to find detect magic so I can.
Give me a second.
Hello? Detect magic? Hello? I'm in 4th level spells, that's not right.
I'm so happy I'm before.
The type of magic is enchantment. Yeah. It's enchantment.
Cool.
Got that?
That's dope. You want me to take it off? No.
I'm gonna smell this Oreo for the next session.
Oh my god.
It's
It's a very strong mint in those Oreos.
So this night, somebody please roll again.
I'll do it.
Wait, what am I doing? Perception again?
17.
Okay. That seems to go peacefully.
Okay.
Okay.
You wake up. Next day of travel.
Alright. Alrighty.
If I didn't have to
That's
time out
4.
sessions, this would be a little bit less. Huh?
It's day 4 of travel now?
Day 4. Yeah.
I walk over to Kieran as we're traveling.
So very popular.
You
You're the dad
Oh my
friend.
gosh, guys, just hang out with me.
Well, Can you tell me a little bit more about your god? As like one holy person to another. Pseudo holy? Holy, pseudo holy? I'm pseudo holy.
I'm
I don't know
super
how
holy.
You're super holy.
Everything
okay.
kind of centers on the holy.
Would you like to hear about my religion?
The rest of my family is very holy. I'm a little less holy.
Talk to her.
Well, she's a death god. And she likes me.
Is that a good thing?
That remains to be seen. She wasn't my original god.
Who's your original god?
Palor, the god of healing.
Oh!
I was raised in the monastery of Palor. And then we just decided that she needed me more.
Don't you hate it when gods just decide to switch which team you're on without your permission?
Well, I assume that's what happened. I don't really remember.
Oh, no.
I was playing with Daisy with like a stick, and now I stop and I'm kind of listening.
Sure.
You don't.
Well, we're all in a group.
Yeah, I know.
We're all kind
I
of
know.
paying attention.
How do you not remember when your god abandoned you?
Well, everything was normal, and then everything went back black, and then everyone was dead. And then there was a death god. And now I work for a death god. I guess. I don't remember. It's vague. Indeed, my friend.
Says yeehaw in sad voice. Somber yeehaw. Yeehaw.
Sadly, yeehaws.
Sus!
Alright.
Transitions are never smooth when the gods are involved.
No, I mean, that's for damn sure, but still, that's. What a horrible thing to wake up to. This puts a damper on your Sunday mornings.
Well, from what I can remember, it wasn't a good rest either, so.
Oh, jeez. So, do you like Ouija's? You can still worship her without liking her.
Well, we haven't really discussed much, so I don't have much of an opinion yet. We've only chatted briefly at this point. Been kind of adjusting, so I haven't been in the mood to chat.
And when did all this happen?
5-ish years ago? That's what we just said. 5-ish years ago? Ish.
I mean, it took me 10 years to talk to a new god, so I get it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Do you want cat cuddles?
And comes over.
Hi, Daisy.
She's got the stick like in her mouth.
Hello.
Nuzzles your hand.
Nice lady.
Looking a little less emaciated, you've been feeding her, and she hunts as well. She'll like disappear for a couple hours and just find you
I'm
again.
not concerned.
Yeah.
There. Oh God!
Oh, there he
It's
is.
one of those things of like, if she's a cougar, she decides to leave me, then she decides to leave me, and I'll be heartbroken for a little bit.
That sentence means two different things.
Yep, I was just about to say no worse than humans.
They're worse than you.
Or another asthma that I left back in Arkala. It's fine. Lilia takes a long sip of water.
You two seem to really hit it off.
Eh,
Do you think when all this is over, you might go back to her?
Oh, jeez. I don't really do long-term.
I understand.
That's the response.
And keep walking.
Lilia shuffles off.
All right. So after this day of travel, you all. No, that's not what happens. You have gone down the mountains. You're out of the mountains completely now. You're back into the sort of fieldy area. And in the last hour, you're getting ready to bed down. It's starting to get dark, and in the distance, just 100 feet in front of you, you see a very familiar forest,
Oh shit.
Great.
which has appeared.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you kidding me?
They're mad we drink all the wine.
They've come to exact their revenge.
Whoever's
We could restock.
make a perception check. Somebody, all of you.
Oh, guys.
Yeah.
What do your elf eyes?
20 for me.
12.
Well, I didn't see shit.
11.
You're not paying attention.
6. I'm distracted by talking
9.
about things that I
Okay,
don't talk
so
It wasn't
Shar,
a natural 20, it was a 13 plus
that's
7.
fine.
Okay.
Shar, you see that as opposed to the sort of dilapidated, dead trees of last time, they are now fully leafy, and they seem to be matching the their autumn leaf colors. You even see in the distance some birds flitting in between them. And whatnot. It just feels a lot nicer than the last time.
Well, then how do we know it's a new, that forest then? if
Because
it's-
you're walking through a field, and suddenly there's a forest in front of you.
Oh.
Are you letting us know that there's the forest?
We
You
see
can
it.
see the
Oh, we
basic
see it.
idea.
Okay.
It's the specifics that she picks up on.
Guys, we could restock.
I think that's
We don't
the
have a
least
cart.
of our
We can't
worries
haul
when
out
the
and
shit-
ask
Shit,
us
yeah,
now.
you're right.
After I'm informed about it, I'll turn around. Is there a change of scenery?
You
Behind us?
haven't quite made it to it yet.
Oh, we haven't crossed the threshold.
I just look at it and I'm like, what in the fresh chaotic hell? Yaren, come on!
Does it look like we can go around it, or do we have to go through it?
It's taking up most of the path.
I'm,
You might be able to, but
May I? It's 100 feet from us.
100 feet from you.
May I cast dancing lights and push them as far as they are, which is 120?
Sure. They go, and you see them in the forest.
Oh, they still there. Okay.
I mean, just because there's the house might not be there. And plus, we got rid of the hag, so maybe it is the house, and it's just.
Just a house.
Because a good house now?
Well, it wasn't a bad house. It was a bad hag in an old house.
A bad hag in the old house. Is that a band name?
That are a really poor sex tape.
Yeah. Title of your sex tape.
Lilia, this was kind of your deal last time. Should we go?
Do we have an option?
I'm afraid we're gonna go into this forest and it's gonna poof us somewhere we don't want to be.
Well, the last time though, it poofed us someplace we exactly wanted to.
That's true, but it was evil when we went in before, right? And now
Right.
it's
So
good.
here's what I'm thinking. I still have the journal.
Actually, they dissipate when they. When
Laurel-
Oh,
Ella's
they did
journal?
dissipate.
Oh,
Yeah.
you send them through and you can see them, but when you try to bring them back, they just.
I still have Lorella's journal.
Okay.
I have now the necklace of Yaren that I got from this house. I also now have gifts that Yaren is giving me.
Is that what that song is?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
I mean, when we're looking around, does it feel as desecrated as it did the last time?
No, it doesn't, which makes me nervous.
That it
But
feels good?
yes.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
All right, I'm gonna draw a little arrow, and I'm gonna go kind of just a little ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean,
I'll draw behind her.
Yep, me same, because I
Yeah.
don't see another option.
So everyone's going in?
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to come with Daisy?
Yeah, all right.
Daisy's like, yeah. Daisy's following,
Daisy says,
following
yeah.
Lilia. Yeah,
You know,
Daisy's
I
like,
trust the
yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
Daisy
Cats have good
didn't
instincts.
Daisy didn't hesitate, so why should we?
She has good instincts. I trust her.
Yes.
I would die for Daisy.
Yes, make an insight check on Daisy.
It's all been a ruse.
Oh no, 13.
Turning on you. 13? Yeah, she seems really comfortable. Not frightened of what's happening.
Okay. There you go.
So you step across the threshold. There's that weird feeling that you felt before, but you all sort of maintain it. You're like, we're ready for it this time. And you turn around and look back, and it's just forest as far as the eye can see again. And you continue down the path, and as you walk, you hear sounds of birds. You see like squirrels and other sort of wildlife running around, but they don't look like... They sort of shimmer a bit, like they're not really there. They sort of look like hologram versions of animals that are running through the forest. And the birds like flicker as they fly from one part.
If I like run my hand like across a tree, it doesn't go through or
No,
anything.
the trees are there, yeah.
Okay.
But the animals look fake.
At least incorporeal.
Yeah, I mean, it's... you.
I feel like if this were in film, you'd see all of our heads just swivel to Kira. Hey, Kira.
Is this something where, with my knowledge of Arcana, I would...
I mean, you can assume, since there aren't holograms yet invented in this world, that they're probably magical in some way.
Yeah, I don't think we need
Well,
it.
because last time when I
detect
cast
magic.
Detect Magic in this forest, everything was just magic, so it didn't really do much for me to have done it. Because last time it was just all...
Yeah.
Even the trees and stuff.
Well, that makes... Do the leaves look shimmery on the trees?
No, they look...
It's just the animals.
Okay, so
The
it's
animals.
just the animals. That still makes me feel slightly more comfortable.
Make an intelligence check,
No, I
Lilia.
don't like that.
There's carvings on the
Don't make
trees,
me be
right?
smart.
No,
Where
no,
the
no.
fuck is my... There it is. Oh, thank fuck. Okay. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly can cast Detect Magic, but it doesn't
too.
do anything else.
20.
Okay, 20. You recall from Lorella's journal, she says, I have a new friend now. He's made of paint, but he's still a friend or whatever. I don't remember the specific lines, but she was able to make friends for herself.
Are they little paintings that came to life? Paint something.
Well, let me see. Let me try something and then see if this works. I would like to just hum a little bit of Yaren's tune to
Okay.
see what happens.
On anything in particular?
I might crouch down next to a little holographic squirrel.
Okay, one who's like looking at you.
Just like start humming it. Be like, don't attack this one, Daisy.
Lots of purring. And sort of gets down.
Yeah.
You hum, nothing seems to happen. Because it's skittering there, and then like takes off,
Yeah.
jumps up a tree.
So that's not painting. But I feel like we stepped into one.
Definitely Daisy.
I can paint myself friends. I have a new friend. He's made of
So you continue forward. As Lilia ponders this. And you eventually see the house again. It doesn't take you very long. It's only a couple 100 feet into the forest, down the path. What you see now is the house is no longer covered in all that ivy and everything that it used to be covered in. You also can see that the roof in the back was completely caved in. It is now fixed. It's got a new paint job. Everything's been repainted a sort of deep gray color. And the plaque above the door as you get close, or like you're outside the fence right now, and the plaque is now blank.
It said the Arlosa family home before.
Can we
Well, hang on. Does it look like it's got evil bushes still,
So the door
or
is
the evil
fixed.
bushes
Make
gone?
a perception check.
Okay.
The door is fixed when certain members of the party kicked it in.
I don't think
Yeah.
It's a 16.
16. You don't see anything around it. The bushes seem to have been trimmed down anyway, and you don't see anything. You're looking out for what attacked you last
Okay.
time,
Yeah.
and there is nothing there. So.
Okay. Well, how about Nala doesn't go first this time because she's the tallest.
There's no glaive this time.
Yeah.
There's no glaive.
I'm not gonna kick in the door. Promise.
Do you think we should knock?
I
We
don't
need
know
to
if anyone
knock.
lives
I don't
here.
think we need to knock, guys.
I'll knock.
Okay. Clunk, clunk,
He's
clunk.
polite.
Make a perception check.
Ooh. Natural 20.
Okay.
Wow.
That face.
What's the total on that?
24.
Okay. You can hear somewhere, but it's so faint. It's like it's not. It's like it's in 8 rooms over, but you hear a hello.
While this is happening,
Which, by the way, I hate.
I would like to draw a painting of the little gnome.
Okay.
What little gnome?
The
Yarn?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You take a piece of paper.
I got plenty.
Draw a little
Paint out yarn.
drawing of yarn.
Yeah. And I hum his tune.
Okay. You hum the tune.
It's like a back-asswards way of getting in touch with my god.
And
pretty legit, actually.
he looks over at the building and then winks at you.
Great.
Great. Great. Okay.
You see Lilia start to like
Is there anyone-
steam out of her ears.
Flames
Yeah.
inside of my face.
I'll knock again. I'll knock
You
again.
knock again. Make a perception check.
Okay. 22.
Okay. You hear a come in,
All right. I'm gonna try.
and the door goes.
I say, Yorin, you better. Yorin, I just, as I'm walking, I'm like, Yorin, please don't fuck me up.
I'm gonna
dark
go in
inside.
last and just heavy sigh.
Okay.
Is it dark inside?
It's currently pretty dark, but there's light coming in. It's sort of there's still light in the forest that you're in, so you can see through the windows and stuff.
Wait, say something.
I'm gonna take my hat off.
Hello?
It's polite, though.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I still need this.
Not as great. 12.
You don't hear anything in response.
Okay.
But you all head in, Kieran deep sighing before heading in and taking his hat off. And you see that previously this place was covered in dust. And it was basically like you're walking through a foot of it, or it was before. But now it's all been dusted clean. The dining room, the dishes that used to have like that old meal have been cleared away. Table's been dusted completely. The painting has changed.
What's the painting?
It is now the sea view, the landscape of the sea.
Interesting.
And it used to be the forest.
Yeah, have all
Uh,
the paintings changed to something different?
They've been sort of. That was the one that you
Artworks.
noticed. The other ones seem to be the same. But you noticed specifically that the forest painting that used to be here is no longer in this room. It's been replaced by the sea painting. You see to your right, the door to the cellar has been fixed. That wind kicked in. The study is there still, and in between the staircase down to the cellar and the study is like now a reading nook. Sort of a corner with just basically a stool or like a small couch.
Is the Arloso family portrait still there?
That's in the upstairs room.
Right.
And
Oh,
is the
okay.
table still there?
The dining table is still there.
Sorry, no, I am thinking
In
of
the
a different
study?
room. Yes.
In the study, you open the study, it's
Yeah.
fine. The table is still there. And you now notice that the bookshelves, a lot of which have been cleared off, and the ones that are there are now like intact books. The ones that
There are books there now?
well, there were books
There were
before, but a lot of them were falling apart
And now they
or
all...
tattered, and all the tattered ones seems to have been taken away.
Okay, I'm gonna go up and look at the books.
I'll join them.
Okay. You look at the books. A lot of them. This is like a lot of fiction books in this section.
Like the gnomish
Yeah, the
fiction
gnome
novella I
one.
got before.
Yeah. There's also. Oops, I keep doing that. Apparently, if you middle click on Ubuntu, it pastes,
Oh.
which is is the weirdest.
That is weird.
But the bookshelf, lots of them are fiction novels written in that archaic common.
Mm-hmm.
Make a investigation check, the two of you.
Oh, okay. That's a natural 1.
Okay.
16.
Okay. You both, you don't see anything particularly interesting. There's like a few that look arcane in nature. Like you see, hey, there are some symbols over here. You pointed out to Nala. They're arcane. They're basically basic spell books.
I would grab them.
Sure.
Taking the books? Okay.
I would like to take a look at if the portal table is still there.
It's still there. Crystal ball.
I would like to sketch what it looks like with the symbols and everything on a piece of paper.
Okay. You take some time. Make a performance check.
20.
It's fine. Yeah. So it looks good. It's a good drawing of that.
Like this voice was coming from.
Several rooms away. I don't know. Nobody
Downstairs?
I don't know.
Two
I
basic spell books.
would
Let's go up and listen at the
I
basement
would
door.
like to go up to what used to be what's her name?
Lorella.
Lorella's room is downstairs.
Oh, I thought it was upstairs.
No, the parents' room is upstairs. Lorella's music room and art room was upstairs.
Oh.
That's the room I would like to go
Yeah,
into.
okay.
Okay, so you head upstairs.
I would also carefully. I don't go with gusto.
So are you upstairs and we're all still downstairs?
I'll follow you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, wait, don't leave me down here.
Not going in any
Come
rooms,
with us.
but I'll go
Still there.
upstairs.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
Okay.
So you head upstairs, and you see that the door to the parents' room is open, and the door to the music room or Lorella's room is also open. The French doors, and you head inside, and you can see that most of it's been cleared out. The piano is no longer there. The easel with the painting is no longer there, and most of these books have also been cleared out. It's pretty much an empty bookshelf here. But it's empty, and the access to the balcony is there, and that's also been cleaned up and fixed up.
So I can go out onto the balcony.
You head out there.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I don't see anything else off
Make
the
a perception check.
Oh shit. Where is my perception? 23.
You can very clearly see more of the animals that are running around. You see now some weird, odd, shimmery deer in the distance that will
Do they
sort of
look
look
like
up at you.
Patronuses?
Kind of, but they're like slightly solid, but every few seconds they sort of shimmer as though they're not entirely there.
Should I call out again?
Should I call out again? Or should I call out?
Should I call out again? Hello!
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Well, we're all listening.
What's the baby doing since we got inside?
Came inside.
Okay.
Looking around.
11.
Sniffing. 11?
Yeah.
Where are you right now?
I would have followed her up to the art room.
Okay. You don't hear anything.
Okay.
The parents' room was also open.
Yeah.
I'd like to very carefully go in there.
Okay, you sneak over, you like slightly open the room and look around. It's been very immaculately cleaned. The bed is now nicely made, and on the desk where there were the shattered mirrors, all the shattered mirror stuff has been taken away, and there is the portrait of the family. And you take a look at it, and it's everybody but Lorella.
Everybody but Lorella.
Yeah.
Is that different than it was before?
Yeah, you used to have the whole family.
Yeah.
I would like to use Yaren's tune on the family portrait.
Okay, you hum that tune, and they sort of look at each other and nod, and they seem to be standing for the portrait, but that's what they do.
I have message. Maybe I can just. But I can't. I have to know who I'm directing it
Yeah,
at.
you
I
have to know
think
who
so.
you're
Yeah,
talking
never mind.
All right, so let's check the other rooms then.
I'd like to look under the bed.
You
Under
didn't
the
go.
parents' bed?
Did you go upstairs?
Okay,
Yeah,
make an
we were all
investigation check.
together.
10, that's good enough. You do search around, and you find yet another notebook underneath the bed. Twice this session. This one
Nailed it.
is it's labeled the Arloso family home, and it's got Arnold's signature on it. Arnold Arloso, the father.
Does it look like it's locked, like a clasp or anything?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's clasped.
I figured something like
Onto
this.
you, good brother.
I think we should figure out if there's anyone in this house first.
Yeah, before we go,
Before we
stealing
go, like,
things.
taking their shit.
I'm sorry.
I always walk into houses of loot.
That's the Zelda way.
You already took the
Fuck your
spellbox!
pocket. Yeah.
Oh my god. Fine. Okay.
Okay, make your check.
Okay, so
Plus
it's
6, 7, and 9, plus 9, right? Because it's twice your proficiency and your dex, right?
Yes.
So it's plus 9.
Yeah. 21.
Yep, that's good. This was a pretty difficult lock, though, and you do manage to
Yeah.
clink.
Oh, I actually
falls
think that was a
open.
23.
Well, even better.
Yeah.
But regardless, yes, with deft hands, you are able to unlock the journal of Arnold Arloso, and you take a look at it. It's all in that sort of ancient common. It's like trying to read Old English. You can see certain words
Yeah.
there, but you're going to have to spend some time with it to understand it.
Ye old house.
Yes.
Taoist.
That was exactly.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's go downstairs and see if we hear anything coming from the basement. That's the only room we haven't checked yet.
Is that the only room we haven't checked yet?
You haven't
not the
checked the
only
kids' rooms.
I would like to check the kids'
So let's go down and check the kids' rooms.
Okay. Since you went downstairs, you head to your right and you
Are-
check the brother's room first. Looks very nicely cleaned. All glass shards have been moved away from another mirror that had broken during Morlos's whole deal. But there's nothing else in there.
And I assume Laurel's door is closed.
Laurel's door is closed, but it's open, like it's unlocked.
Okay.
You head inside. Also, immaculately cleaned room. And on the shelf is the painting of a forest. Make a perception check, Lilia.
Is she in the painting?
20.
So you take a look at this painting and you look around, and it's already moving, like the way that your magic does. So the trees are swaying, and you see right in the center Lorella Arloso, who seems to be picking a bouquet of flowers.
Can
and-
I try to talk to the painting?
You say?
I just say, hello, can you hear me?
And she looks over at you and sort of starts walking up and waves and does this motion, a sort of
What type,
I
of,
want
Follow
to
me
touch
motion?
the painting!
what type of flowers are they?
they're wildflowers, sort of yellow wildflowers, yellow and white.
I ask her one more question. Are you a friend of Yaren's?
She nods.
I touch the painting.
You disappear and you go inside the building.
I'm gonna watch that. Overnight.
What does Daisy do?
Daisy's just wandering around. She's
Daisy
sniffing
does, we're
stuff.
gonna do, we can too, and jumps to the
Oh my god, Daisy does not jump in the painting.
Daisy can't see that she's down and
I'm
lower.
gonna sit down on
I've
the bed.
been doing dancing like
Daisy does like put her paws up on the dresser that it was on, and like sniffs at the painting but doesn't touch it. But you are now in the painting.
Do we see her in the painting?
As you all
Is it
walk in
still
and join
moving?
it, yeah, it's still moving, and you are now in it, sort of as a shimmery painted figure. And you are now, what you see is around you a sort of painted landscape of this forest. And Lorella Arloso, this little blonde girl, maybe 13, 14, comes over to you, hands you a flower.
Thank you.
Well, I was wondering when you guys would show up again, but it's sort of difficult to figure out how to aim this house. I'm really not good at it, and neither was my dad.
No
Can we
worries.
hear it, or do we
You
just
can't
see
hear
them?
it, you just see
Okay.
this talking.
I reach into my bag, I'm like, actually, I have something of yours that I think you might like back. And I hand her her journal.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I think it might be better in your hands.
Really?
You see, I'm not really here, I'm a painting. I sort of saved myself a little bit before I left. It was all I could do. But yeah, welcome
Yeah.
to the house.
How did you... Why did you find us?
Yaren told me that he liked you guys.
Great.
Fantastic.
And you are adventurers and off killing dragons, or I don't know what you guys do.
Haven't done any... We
No,
don't
we like
kill dragons
dragons.
right now, we like a dragon friend. But yes, similar concept.
And I don't know, it felt like nobody else is using this house. I tried to tidy it up as much as I could.
It was very kind of you.
Yes, but I kind of wanted to, give it to you guys. so that you could have a place to stay.
Sure, that's so very kind of you.
That being said, it may be a little difficult to get at it every once in a while. My father would sometimes disappear for weeks on end and then finally find the house again when it found him. It took him months to figure out how to get it to come to him, and even then it would drain him something terrible. I don't know. You might have to find his work, his journal, and see if you can figure out how he did it.
I think my friend found his journal.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I couldn't find it. But I'm glad. That makes it easier, I guess. But the house is. I can take care of it while you're not here, and yeah, I just wanted to sort of, in my death, bequeath it to you.
Lorella, that means so much to me. You are such an amazing young woman.
I've heard some incredible things about you from Yaren too, so.
I was kind of meeting for a while.
Well, yes, you were. But he gets over it. He's been alive a long time. And I don't hold any grudge against him or anything. He did what he could.
Lorella, I
Sniffs the flowers.
don't want to ask you about things that are upsetting. But there is a certain amount of fear I have about an old god coming back.
Yes. I've heard whisperings. It's weird being dead but not dead, I have to say. I'm not sure I should have done this, but I did it, and here we are.
Well, we'll try to visit you now that we know.
That's nice. It'll be nice to have company. All I can do is make, other paintings, and I can talk with my, weird images of my family in the other painting, but it is lonely here. Anyway, yes, I've heard rumblings, as it were, from passers-by and Yaren, and that he's coming back.
How did you protect as much of your family as you did?
Well, I had an idea about painting a portal and putting him inside of it, because I could create things with my art. I could make it real. So if I painted a portal and put him somewhere that he couldn't get out of, then we'd all be safe.
Right.
But it didn't work, unfortunately. I think you saw the painting last time.
Yeah.
His eye broke through, no matter what I did.
So,
But that's 10,000 years old now. I've had time to deal with my grief.
yeah. Do you know anything about the stones he was captured in?
I don't know much, except what Yaren said, that they were both his power and the means of his imprisonment. But I know that they were used by some religious groups, but we moved from the mainland to get to Venevra, and then we made the house, so I wasn't super I didn't know all the stuff about all the religions before I came here.
Right.
So.
No, that's absolutely fine. You've been a tremendous help in general, and I really appreciate you bequeathing this house to us. This is such a gift.
I hope that eventually you'll be able to learn how to use it. Until then, it might just be a place that you go to when you can, but when you figure it out, then you can come here whenever you want.
Yeah.
I fixed up downstairs too. I don't know if you saw.
We haven't gone down
There was a big cave-in and the kitchen was gone, but it's there again now. You have a kitchen too.
Well,
It's downstairs.
Thank you.
And I fixed that weird cave that hag made. I didn't like it. It didn't go with the whole place.
She didn't go with the whole place.
I agree. She was really ruining the energy. It's why I didn't say hi.
Yeah.
I could have used some crystals or something. That would have made the energy better.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that kind of crap. She's dead now. It's fine.
You can paint yourself some.
I could. That's a good
Paint
idea.
in the painting? Is she stuck in the painting?
You're
I
not
guess
there?
I guess not if she cleaned the house.
Are we seeing them
You're
mind
seeing them
this
talk, yeah.
conversation?
But we can't hear
This is
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're
This is
minding the
weird.
conversation.
Sorry, can my friends not come in the painting? Are they just being fraidy cats?
I mean, they can come in, sure. And
I'm not
she
going on
looks.
the
She
fucking
turns
painting.
to you guys and does this.
I also.
Alright, in I go.
Wynn touches the painting, vanishes, and suddenly inside the painting as well.
More long-suffering dad noises.
Hello. Welcome. I think your name is Wynn, from what I heard.
Yeah.
I'm Lorella. Nice to meet you.
And you?
Lorella is bequeathing us the house and fixed it up after our last encounter.
Well, it's very, very nice of you.
Malavin vanishes inside the painting as well.
Kira and I are just
Kieran's
there.
like, oh.
More long-suffering dad noises.
Ooh, you're big. I like your scales. I didn't see many dragonborns when I was around. There weren't as many back when I was alive. So hello, welcome to my forest painting.
This is very lovely.
Thank you.
Dancing lights.
They go up, but they look like they're painted. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Alright.
I
Well,
so, I so desperately want to see this as like an animated thing.
Okay, Kira and I hold hands and we jump
You ever
together.
played that level in Oblivion where you go inside the painting in Elder Scrolls?
Yeah.
That's what it
Wait,
looks
if
like.
I hold Kieran's hand and just I touch the painting, do only I go in, or does Kieran go in too?
Only you going. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna let her do that.
What a cute curse.
Everybody's joining us. Hello. I think Shar, right? Yes. I don't know what your dad's doing
Can I
out there,
put the
but
hat on? See, I don't know what your dad's doing. Oh no, he came in. If I
you have come in?
yeah, because I
Hello.
was holding his hand.
No, I
when
told you only came in.
Oh, I thought you said both
If
of
I
us.
stand
Would you like
facing
the
up on her
flower?
back legs and put her hand on it, does
She
feel
vanishes.
it?
Yep.
Ah!
Alright.
Daisy's like,
I hold up my hand. I'm like, do you want to make a new friend?
and like tries to sniff, but it's like something weird. And now you're all noticing it. Like all that you're getting is sort of that acetone sort of paint smell.
Yeah.
There's like weird. A bit you can when you smell the flower, you can smell a bit of the scent, but it's all sort of mixed with the paint smell. So it's a very interesting.
Alright, I'm gonna squat. I'm gonna turn around and squat down for a minute.
Would you like a flower?
And then I'll touch
Hands you all flowers, and you touch the painting, you vanish in. Hi. All of you have come in. I don't mean any harm. I know this is weird, but it's the only way I can talk to you guys. I can only sort of get my voice out of the painting every once in a while. It's tiring too. Anyway, if you ever want to go out, all you have to do is think really hard. It's not very difficult. If I do it, I become like this weird ethereal thing, and that's how I cleaned up the house. And
How do I get my cat out?
I can get her out for you.
That's awesome.
It's fine. Anyway, I'm.
Daisy, think.
This seems old magic.
I'm old, so of course it's old magic, silly.
She like boops now his nose.
Sniffs the flowers more.
Yeah, I'm too old for this shit.
I said, Lorella, would
You're
you
not
like,
as old as me, my friend.
how did you
I'm assuming this is going to be far more advanced than where I'm at, but
how did you make the paintings so you can go into them?
Yaren taught me that a few months before everything went terribly, really. It was but it was a useful skill, and that's why I thought I could save the world. But what am I gonna do now? But he gave that gift to me. He'll give you gifts too.
You already gave me one of them.
Yes. He's a good man.
Does this plane of existence have dimensions? Is it endless? Is it?
There's only sort of this frame. It goes a little outside of it, and you can see now. You look around. It's a forest, and then it loops.
Yeah.
Is what it does.
Cool.
You can see the other end of the forest from that end, and that's
Okay.
And yes, I can bop between paintings, and I can paint myself more things. So you may see some other paintings appear when I get bored.
Are you trapped in this house? Are you able to leave this area in your ethereal form?
I can't leave the dimension that this house is in, no. See, the house itself, I don't really remember the specifics, or my dad was cryptic about it, or he spoke in weird arcane language that I didn't get. But apparently this house is in like a alternate dimension, like a pocket dimension that just sort of exists as this house. And then it can manifest on the normal plane, the material plane, but it's like hard to do. I don't know. But yeah, I'm stuck here. I'm tied to this house. It's like I'm a ghost. I guess I am. Look at me. She sort of dances around.
She's adorable.
And when she waves her arm, it like has a sort of, you know, when you wave a glow stick in the light, yeah, and so it has sort of a lag and a trail on her arm when she does it.
Neat.
Anyway,
What kind of flowers are these?
well, I painted them. I'm not sure. I saw them every once in a while in the real world when I was out there. They don't grow in this forest, so I have to make them myself. But the wildflowers, they smell very nice. Here, and hands you the whole bouquet.
Oh, I take one and I put it in her hair, like behind her ear. I like tuck it behind her ear.
Thank you. That's pretty.
She's adorable. Oh my god.
Laura, I really don't want to leave you alone, but I'm afraid that we probably have to go soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's getting a little late. You could spend the night here. There's rooms and stuff.
Oh, I'd love to have a sleepover.
I mean, maybe not in this painting. I mean, it's a forest.
So I guess we know
But
what
there are
I
beds.
think it just means the house.
No, but I know, but like to be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have gone into a lotus position and thought really hard.
Okay. Thump. You vanish. You appear outside in Lorella's room again. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my stuff. I think I'm going to visit my beach. You all have a wonderful night. If you figure out how to figure out this house, then great. Otherwise, you know, it's complex and whatnot. But I will see you all later. And she vanishes.
Yeah.
And your cat vanishes.
Great. I also vanish out of the painting.
Alright, we all think ourselves out of the painting.
You end up outside the painting. The trees are still swaying.
What? It's delightful.
I waved to her.
She's not there anymore.
Oh, she's not there.
She's
Disconnect.
she's probably
She's in
downstairs.
the kitchen.
Yes.
Well,
in the
dining
dining
room.
painting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dining room.
What do you say we see what the kitchen has?
All right.
Okay, you head down there. The wine casks are still there, by the way.
Woo!
And then
Yeah.
Wait,
House
like
party.
the one we
Getting
took
drunk.
and the one that
no,
we left?
the one
Oh,
you
just
took
the-
is gone.
Okay.
But there are a couple more casks, and then there's no, you took all the bottles away, but
So
there's a couple more casks.
We each took one. I didn't know.
Yeah, there were enough for everybody.
Oh, okay.
With the casks, we don't have a car.
We don't have a car.
Yeah.
And also, this house is now ours.
Oh.
So house party
Yeah.
with the resistance.
Oh!
And a certain captain could come too if you wanted.
A certain captain, if he wants,
If he wants,
If
he
we
doesn't
find this
you know,
captain.
hair toss. No obligation.
But you look around as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just to describe the kitchen. The hole in the wall that you climbed through to get to the hag is now completely fixed with new mortar and everything. And on the opposite side, where there was a cave-in of a doorway, it goes back into a pretty large kitchen. Not super stocked. There are a few pots and pans, but there's like a stove and like a wood-burning stove and a end oven and a bunch of crates and stuff. But yeah, it's a kitchen.
I would like
Cupboards.
to check inside the crates.
Can you look inside? They're empty.
Oh, damn, no pantry.
Rats.
Well, if we ever find this house again, we can make sure to stalk it.
Yeah. We could put our beer here.
Currently
We could
still
start a
fermenting.
microbrewery.
Still
Sure.
fermenting.
Yeah, we can start a brewery down here.
I'll come out to the front porch with me. I'm asking Alla to boost me up to the little plaque above the door. I'm gonna write in Bone Era House with one of her
Okay.
things.
We're frat kids now.
You,
And
you write-
I'm drawing a little. I draw a little thing that looks
That's
kind of
a
like
16
Chompy
at
with
first.
eyelashes.
Okay.
A smiley skull with eyelashes.
Okay, so you paint the etch in
Yeah.
Bone Era House into the plaque, and it is now your place.
We have a
If you can
secret
find it
base,
again.
guys.
Oh
my god.
If we can find it again.
Yeah, you've got the journal, but it's written. You got to take some time to study
And
it.
also
Yeah.
we have the portal book that we had the first time we
That was specifically about like teleportation and
Oh.
gates to other realms,
Gotcha.
not specifically the house.
Making teleportation circles. in a
Yep, making
short
teleportation
period.
circles in a short period of time. Yeah.
That is probably what I'll start doing if I start learning that thing. It's the next spell level.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I think it's probably time for a nap.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Time for sleep.
Is that stone still there?
Crystal
That-
ball's
that
still
crystal
there,
ball's
yeah.
still there? I will not touch it.
Don't.
it's inert anyway.
It's a stone or it's a
It's
ball?
a crystal ball
Oh, okay.
on the table in the study. Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't look at all similar to the stones. that we
No,
have.
no. This is a ball of crystal.
Yeah.
The stones are more egg-shaped.
Okay, cool. Just double checking.
Our affinity gauntlet is not yet complete.
Anyone have preference on rooms?
I don't think it would.
We can take
I'd
the.
like to.
I'll take the family's room. The parents.
We can take one of the bigger ones.
Okay.
'Cause I don't
Whatever.
The children's rooms are pretty small. The parents' room's bigger. And then
Right.
there's also
Take it, I
like
don't care.
Lorella's
No,
study.
it's okay. Wynn can take the parents' room. She'll take Lorella's room. I don't know. We can sleep on a couch or something. I don't care. I don't need much sleep.
Okay. You all eventually you can think about it later. You find your place.
Sure.
I'll fall
To
asleep
bed
at
down.
the reading desk. I would like to try and read a little bit of that journal.
Okay. Make an intelligence check for me. And if anyone wants to help her.
I feel like
Yeah.
Kieran and Nala should be the ones looking at that.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Okay. So roll with advantage, Nala.
Okay.
Wait.
That was 12 first, and now that's less, so 12.
What are we doing?
Okay. So it's really tough to understand this type of
reading the-
English.
Book.
Or common, because it is like reading Old English. But you managed to get a few things. Specifically, we've made the house. I keep getting lost. I must figure out a way of getting it back. But that's about as far as you get in the journal.
In
I read
Orcish, I will say, reading is hard.
No, you helped. Yeah, reading is hard. You helped her
Reading
out.
is
So you sort of worked out together for a couple
What's the title
hours.
of this book? Just
It's just.
Arloso Family Home
Arloso
by
Family.
Arnold Arloso.
Before I go to sleep, I just want to send up a quick prayer to Yaren.
Okay.
Just being like, you have a really cool kid on your side, and I super appreciate this safe house and a good place to sleep. And for there to not be a gross hag for us to fight. Appreciate it, and for all your help these last couple weeks. Thanks, man.
You feel sort of a warmth around you. Anyone else doing anything before we go to bed?
I'm just gonna spread out because I'm not used to big beds.
Yeah, you've got a king size mattress in there.
Yay!
First mattress that is tall.
You don't have enough
for
beds for everybody, so a few people have to figure out.
That's I'm going to be sleeping on that desk reading, like literally falling asleep reading that journal.
Wake up
They
with a
made
headache.
the house. Sorry, I'm trying.
Yeah,
to-
they
built
made the house. Yep, we made the house. I keep getting lost. I must figure out a way to get back reliably. Yeah. So basically, it's him trying to figure out the magic that he made without actually knowing what he was doing. He was clearly like just an inventor, an experimenter.
Quite the artisan.
Yeah, and he kept getting lost. As Lorella said, he would like disappear for weeks because he would leave the threshold of the house and then it would be gone and then he wouldn't have any idea how to get back. And then it would find him again.
It's like a room of requirement.
Kind of, but he couldn't, yeah, he didn't know how
At the
to,
very
what
least,
specific things he
found
did.
him again.
Yeah, seriously.
Eventually, yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool.
Anything else? All right. Then as you sleep in a very peaceful forest pocket dimension with a very nice house given to you by a long dead girl, we're going to end our session there.
No! It's just getting fun!
It's so peaceful.
Oh! We don't deserve this.
Arloso Family Home.
Oh,
by
I'm sure we'll
Arnold.
get what's coming.
Arnold.
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 Arnald. Arloso.
Oh my god.
Quick question: when you add ability scores, is it round numbers that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's even numbers, you get
Even numbers.
another
Even numbers,
plus.
yeah. Okay, cool.
All right.
Yay!
It was fun.
Good job,
so much
team.
Lots of wrapping up and stuff.
That was
but, you know, it has to
nice.
happen.
I liked that.
This is like a good domestic AU episode.
I love
Domestic AU.
See, I love the idea, like, people love role-playing, having, like, a cool house and shit, so I love that shit.
That was pretty cool.
We have a secret base.
But now you have to figure out how to get
How
it.
to get back.
But also,
Well, we gotta study the journal.
Well, and then we gotta stop at like Urban Outfitters for some cool furniture.
well, and it's like also
Pier 1.
Yeah,
Lorella is just the cutest little girl.
Oh, she's so
Pretty
pure.
Yeah.
So pure.
Murdered years ago by an ancient god.
Ah, what a bastard.
Seems like she's got
We gotta get him back for that.
I got some spell books.
That's it. No one happens to be driving.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have to think about it. Because as a sorcerer,
I most likely am just
south.
going to gift
I
them
mean,
to
we
the
kind of
wizard.
ended
well, I'm curious about
Would you mind?
if you dual class, if you multi-class as a sorcerer, if you multi-class as a wizard, if
fine,
you could
yeah,
just
that's
expand your spell list, it would be very
I
interesting.
like to drive.
Oh
But
my
whatever.
God, thank
Anyway,
you so much.
thank you all for listening. Woo! Despite
Yay.
technical difficulties, etc. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yay!